The show where everybody comes to now. The show where everyone comes for content. Big Sills, baby. The most important show in all of Philly. Right here, everyone gets content from Big Sills, and we're very glad that people are here with us. By the way, enormous football game tonight. Seahawks and Rams, we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, Super Chats, and hit that like button, my friends. I do have to start the show off by saying this. I have an eye for talent. Big Z, you better get your little girl ready for this take here. I might even have to take the glasses off of this. No, because then I can't read. All right? I got to hook you up on something here. All right. This is going to be one of the most important conversations we ever have. I knew I could spot talent when I see him. 42-year-old WWE star Nikki Bella and 22-year-old superstar Cooper DeJean rumored on dating. This is my boy. Way to go, dog. That's what I'm talking about. This guy here, man, I knew when I spotted this guy from day one, I knew this fucker was a winner. I fucking knew it. This guy's a winner. Nikki Bella and a 22-year, this guy's half the age. I love it. Holy shit. It's this guy. This guy's not only on the all-pro list. Hold on. I'm going to get my ballot, and I'm going to do this now for Cooper DeJean. Fuck, that dude's the MVP of the league now. Are you kidding me? What a star. I knew it from the time I saw it. This dude must be in every single Cougars DMs from Atlantic City down to fucking South Philly. He's got to be in every DM for every hot Cougar there is on the East Coast. How you doing? That's my boy right there, man. I am so proud of my boy, Cooper DeJean. This guy's out with a fucking 42-year-old chick, and he's 22. This guy's barely old enough to drink, man. I love it. Oh, my God. What a star. Star of the Eagles. Star of the Eagles, man. Hey, man, God, if I ever raised a kid, I'd want my kid to be just like Cooper DeJean. Shagging 42-year-old chicks, Super Bowl ring, fucking all-pro. Good grief. That's what I'm talking about. I knew it, man. Big Sills has an eye for talent. You talk about, that's right, that's the ultimate pick six. How you doing? And she's a smoke show, too. Hey, you know, well, what I'm saying? Look at this guy. Calm down. Hey, dude, you better go play with your Howie Roseman like blow-up doll or something here. Leave the women talk to men. You go get your blow-up doll and hang out with M. Reyes. He's got the Howie Roseman doll and the Jalen Hurts doll. You guys go hang out together. How you doing? Did you see 500's clip? Funny 5 minutes. Hey, all I can tell you is this. Thank you for mentioning Big Sills' name. I appreciate it. The more Big Sills names out there, the better it is for me. How you doing? I really don't give a shit what's said. I care you say the name. Dan Sileo. Big Sills. How you doing? JAKIB Sports. That's the key, my friends. I'll give you some help, and I'll give you some lessons. Come on in. I'll help you out. Sills is in love. You're damn right I am, man. M. Reyes walks around Novacare and knee pads and looking up. You know one of those little baby birds that are in like a nest? So here's M. Reyes. You know those little birds that do this? And they're looking for the little worm. That's M. Reyes walking around and shuffling around at the NovaCare Center. He's like this, like the little baby birds that are in the nest. Go. Please, Howie, drop a wormy in my mouth. Can I say that? Hey, drop a wormy in my mouth. You didn't like Cooper. You said he was going to be some kid from Iowa, and 500 slandered you. How you doing? It's okay. He'll be on the program next week. Slander? Hey, listen, I don't give a shit what anyone says. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. End of story. You can fucking make up anything you want. He's a better player. Dan Marino, 7-9. Here, let me double check that. Let me double check this. What's Dan Marino's postseason record? What's Dan Marino's postseason record? Let's see. He's 8-10. Are you going to tell me you think that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dan Marino? How many people believe that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dan Marino? How many people believe that? Dan Marino's 8-10. He's 8-10 in the postseason. Who believes that Jalen Hurts is better than Dan Marino? It's not close. There's no question. I mean, because you win a Super Bowl doesn't mean you're better. I don't know where you got that from. Different eras? What are you dude? I mean, what are you talking about? Okay, here, let's use another one here. Let's see. Troy Aikman's got 3 Super Bowl rings. Okay? 3. You think he's better than John Elway? Elway's got 2, and he's 2-3 in Super Bowls. Do you think he's better than John Elway? Is Troy Aikman with 3 Super Bowl rings better than John Elway? Yes or no? Common sense. Use it. Common sense. Try it. It might help you. Because you win a fucking Super Bowl, that doesn't mean you're the better player. It doesn't. Here, I had this comment, and I used to do this in Miami. Okay, Fishing Maniac. Let me use my boy because he's been here a long time. By the way, guys, please hit the like button. Let me show you something here. Maniac. And I've used this before with some of you. Let's just use Bob Greasy. And I'm going to use Dan Marino. And I did this in Miami about 7 years ago. Bob Greasy. Okay? Bob Greasy. Let's see here. Let's go just with his accomplishments. Okay? So Bob Greasy threw for 25,000 yards. He had a 77-1 quarterback rating, which is not very good. He did this in 14 years and had 192 touchdowns. So let's do this here. Let me take a look at this and see if he even had more interceptions than he had touchdowns. So here, Bob Greasy, Had 100 and actually he had 119 touchdown passes, and he had 99 interceptions. He made Pro Bowl one time in his entire career. Yet, Bob Greasy has 3 AFC championships in a row. One of those teams was undefeated, and he's got 2 Super Bowls. Dan Marino's 8-10 in the postseason. Who's a better quarterback? Bob Greasy? There's a difference between accomplished and talent. Hurts is nowhere in the talent of Dak. Accomplishments? Dak is nowhere in the world of accomplishments of Jalen Hurts. Do accomplishments get you in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Does talent get you in the Hall of Fame? Yes. More so than not, talent gets you in more than accomplishments. Jim Plunkett, as I mentioned many times, he's got 2 Super Bowl wins and a Super Bowl MVP. He's not going anywhere near the Hall of Fame. Just because you win a fucking Super Bowl doesn't mean you're going to the Hall of Fame. Okay. Stupid take. What's the difference between Plunkett and Hurts? No, Dak is not a Hall of Famer. What's the difference between Plunkett and Jalen Hurts? What's the difference? Actually, Plunkett's more accomplished. He's won 2 of them. Your guy's been to 2. He's a Super Bowl MVP also. You're not more accomplished than Jim Plunkett. Actually, Jim Plunkett's Native American. He's the first Native American ever to win the Heisman Trophy. Fuck with Big Sills, dude. He's not. He's Native American. And he was a former Rookie of the Year with the Patriots. And he did beat your Eagles as a wild card. He became the first wild card quarterback to lead a team to a Super Bowl and win it. Yes. Former Rookie of the Year. Heisman Trophy winner. 2-time Super Bowl winner. Super Bowl MVP. He's not in the Hall of Fame? I mean, let's see if he's got even more passing yards than Jalen Hurts. Let's see if Hurts will ever get to that number. I don't think Plunkett has enough consecutive years to let's see here. I don't think he's got enough consecutive years. Plunkett threw for 25,000 yards. Okay, he's got 25,000 yards and 164 touchdowns. Hurts will be right around that number, 30,000, 34,000, maybe when he's done. If he continues on his plight right now, he's averaging around 3,200. So if he plays 10 years, he'll probably be at 32. Jim Plunkett's got 25,000 passing yards. And he's got a Rookie of the Year, and he's got a Super Bowl. He's got 2 of them, actually. So, I mean, read my last Super, Sills. Don't skip it. You got soft on me, bud. Now, I was reading something, Junior. Xander, if we miss big guys, slaughter, sound it out, buddy. I know your reading skills are limited. You know what? They're not limited. My reading skills may be limited, but Hurts' limitations on reading a defense are even more fucked up. Hey, I get it. I stumble. Hurts can't read. Hurts is, let me see. Let's see here. He's Ray Charles of quarterbacks. The Ray Charles of quarterbacks in reading defenses is Jalen Hurts. How you doing? Here's Jalen Hurts reading a defense. This guy's like, hold on. This guy's like Ray Charles. No. Ray Charles of reading defenses. How you doing? That's the Ray Charles of reading defenses. Sills, what'd you think of Theismann's take on Hurts? Everyone's got an opinion, Junior. Okay? Everyone's got an opinion. We put Hey, if you haven't really watched the show that much, he's not the only guy that's disagreed with me. He's not. He's not the only guy. I put everybody on. If they got an opinion that's different than mine, so what? Wait a minute. Were you expecting me to get people on to validate my points? Is that what you thought? Well, I don't do that. Michael Irvin, too. Michael loves him. Big Sills doesn't. And nor does WIP. Bench him. I never said bench him. You have never heard me here at any time ever say bench Jalen Hurts. And you really won't, because he's got the no trade. When you have the no trade, I guarantee you this, if Tagovailoa had the no trade, Miami's not benching him. What are you going to do with him? You got to play his ass. Jalen Hurts has the ultimate failsafe. That is the no trade. Guys, make no mistake about it. Hurts has his own future in his own hands. And the Eagles have no say in it. They may want to do something and they may want to move out from under him one day. But don't kid yourself. Jalen Hurts has total say in his future. Because Nicole Lynn and Jalen were smart enough to know to get that no trade in the contract. That dude is totally, without a doubt, in control of his own destiny. Big game tonight. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later on here. I am. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is going to be right out of the top. Glazed donut sills. Go lick dots, glaze. Let's see where Dak is right now, National Football League. Number one offense in pro football. Sorry, Philly 500. Your fucking offense is the worst in pro football for any contending team. Can you imagine that? And they're going to glaze donut a Raider win. Let's see here. How you doing? Let's see where my boy Dak Prescott is here. Let's see here. Look at Dak leading the NFL in total offense. There you go, Dak. Only thing Dak can control is the offense. Can't tackle. He can't play D-line. He can't stop opponents from, running the score up. Can't. He plays quarterback. He don't play safety. He don't play linebacker. I don't care who you're going for. No trade clause. It destroys a franchise for multiple years. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think the Eagles are destroyed, dude. You're 9-5? You're probably going to maybe get into the second hole. So let me get this right. Last year, you were the number one seed. This year, you're the second seed. I don't think that's destroying anything. I really don't. I don't think that's a bad thing. So, Sills, you saying Hurts got the Eagles hostage? No, I just fucking said it, you fucking goofball. Get Dak's nuts. There you go. Look at these guys. Too bad. Well, I'd be upset too if my quarterback had a stiff arm. Oh, well, you play for a horrible team. Get your money. Yes, like Joe Burrow. Like anybody else in this league. Like Myles Garrett. If you play for a horrible team, get your money. Yes. What else are they supposed to do? Not get their money? Myles Garrett's on the shittiest team in football. Well, Dolphins and Jets are in the running for that. Get your money, dude. Don't you want to take less money and go somewhere else? Hey, so let me ask you guys this. Hey, turtlenecks, why don't you quit your job and take a lesser pay and go somewhere else because you want to work in a better company? So make sure you take 50 grand less. Is that cool? You all right with that? So let me quit what I'm doing and go make less money somewhere else? Because what? They think they're better? Why am I taking less? Who in their right mind does that? Hey, well, you should want to go win a championship and not get your $41 million. So you want me to make $25 million and take a $25 million haircut, go play for the Eagles to what? Win a fucking championship for the people in the stands? Kiss my ass. What are you, crazy? Why don't you ask your fucking quarterback to take a $25 million pay cut? Why don't you ask him to do that? See what Clutch Sports says to you and kick you right in your teeth. Sills, Dak threw for 0 touchdowns against Minnesota. He may not control the defense, but putting up 0, he's got to win, dude. I agree with you. Okay, I agree. They got to win. Okay, I held that against Marino too. I did. Marino never wanted to have a running attack in Miami. Sills is going to damn legend. Every single day, same tenacity, consistency. How you doing? Never going to make me hate the guy. I fucking love you, man. Here's my boy. You know I love this motherfucker, man, and I appreciate. Hey, Philly 500, thank you for the absolute awesome video. What up, Big Sills? How's that Dak glazed donut doing? You know I love you. Absolutely. This motherfucker's going to be on my program next Wednesday. If he can, it's holiday, so I'm hoping. Dude, are you kidding me? This guy gets it. Dak is a better arm than Jalen Hurts. And by the way, I'm going to do something. I was going to wait for this. And I want my boy Philly 500. I want my boy Philly 500. I got the fucking greatest text message today. And get this. Rhea, thank you for pointing this out to me. Thank you. And connecting me with Hugh Douglas. Rhea, thank you. By the way, Xander's going to join us at 3:30. Howard Eskin's going to join us at 4:30. Armando Salguero is going to join us, Hall of Fame voter from Outkick, at 5:30. Packed show. Get in where you fit in. Okay? All right. I got the cool. Hey, Xander, I'll tell you one thing about Philadelphia. Between guys like Ray Didinger sending me his book, Howard Eskin coming on the program, Angelo Cataldi embracing me, now Hugh Douglas. Out of nowhere, Rhea has connected us. And Hugh Douglas said I had a great topic today. I said, okay, what is it? And he gave it to me. And I was like, I'm going to use that on my show. Do you mind? And he said, yeah. So, Hugh, this is in honor of you. Thank you. Describe Jalen Hurts without using the word winner. Describe Jalen Hurts without using the word winner. Give me a word that describes his play. That would describe his play in one word. I like competitive. Competitive. I'm going to use that word clutch. Limited. Average. He's not cerebral. They run a fucking high school offense. inconsistent, overrated. Give me a word that describes your guy's skill without using the word winner. Let's see. What would I use that? What would I do? Playmaker? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Tenacious? Efficient? I like that. Because I think he's efficient. Don't turn the ball over. Don't. Adequate. Yeah, no. In your right mind, elite, highly unlikely. Unorthodox. I think in a good way. Okay? Look, efficient wins Super Bowls. As a matter of fact, my coach would love that word, Jimmy Johnson. Efficient. M. Reyes. When you think Troy Aikman was efficient, wasn't spectacular. Okay? I don't buy that. I disagree with that. Patience. Okay? I think there's something to that. So let me read some of these words back here. Conservative. In his game, not in life. Efficient, clutch, average, inconsistent, overrated. Funny? I said, not using that word, douchebag. You see how you have to take a winner out of this character? Take passer out of Joe Burrow. What is he? Dog shit. Hold on. Gabe, he's paid the money and he's the player he is because of his skill, not because of his team. When you win in the NFL, you win as a team. Do you not agree? You don't win as an individual. You win as a fucking team. Yet you somehow have made winner a one of. Nobody in the NFL looks at anybody else that way. They look at a guy and they go, how good is he? Tim Tebow. Okay? Well, you don't understand how people are played and you never will. You know what, too, senor? You don't want to accept the fact that winning Super Bowls, that's not how you're gauged in this league. I just made a comparison. Under your premise, Hurts is better than Dan Marino. That's so fucking dumb. You think because Hurts won a Super Bowl MVP, he's better than Dan Marino or better than Warren Moon? The fuck is wrong with, dude? You can't believe that. Get this. I'm not shocked people believe that Jalen Hurts, to some people, are better than Dan Marino, Warren Moon, Jim Kelly, any of those players. I'm not shocked. It shows your lack of intelligence. It totally shows your lack of intelligence. Sills, feeling the heat from 500 yesterday. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. No. Joe Burrow is going to retire soon. We got to classify Hurts in this era, though, okay? I asked you to describe him right now without using the word winner. You know what you guys have done? Let me give you what you've done. You've indicted your quarterback. Clutch, average, efficient, inconsistent, overrated, tough. Nowhere on this list do I see great reader of defenses, spectacular arm, awesome in the pocket, even great runner. You've not mentioned one of the skill sets of a quarterback. Great feet. Nothing. You mentioned all these other things, except what makes a quarterback great. Every one of them. Nothing on arm. Nothing on skill of reading defenses. Nothing on progression reading. Setting protections. Great in the pocket. Okay, I said one word, right. Great, arm talent. Runner. Pocket. Nowhere did you talk about a skill set. Ever. It's clutch. Take the winner out of it. You got an average dude. He's not skilled in throwing the ball. He has a watered down offensive attack for a reason. You've been blaming Kevin Petullo for elusive. I do think that's a word that you could put in there with him. I would put that there. I would. Okay? I would. I'd put him there, elusive. I sure would. I do got to admit, when Hurts throws moon balls, it looks amazing. Like punt returns. They look like punt returns. Describe Jordan Love. Describe Baker. Jordan Love, inconsistent. Baker Mayfield, inconsistent. Brock Purdy, health. Describe Lawrence, improving. Caleb Williams, unsure. Definition of dual threat. He's in Baltimore. Blaming the OCs year after year instead of the number one issue, which is Hurts, throwing moon balls. They look horrible. How you doing? Okay? Oh, here's a good one. You aren't the arbiter of what fans deem important. We care about Super Bowls. I know you do. I talk as a former player. I know how other players look at other players. I know how fans look at players too. I understand this. You glaze donut your guys, and rightfully so. You buy jerseys and stands, and I'm a jersey guy too. Look, I'm not disputing that. And I'm not ripping anybody who has jerseys. I get it. You see the players different than I do. That's why I see the game different than you. There is no doubt. You see the game completely different than me. Stats, again, one more time. There's no such thing as stats, douchebag. They're called trends. Okay? They're trends. How a team is trending, how a team is playing. You have no idea what you're talking about. How teams even build game plans. What the fuck are you talking about, guy? Go sit in the sands. Talking about me, go get my shine box? Do me a favor. Go get your blow-up Hurts doll. He'll sit right next to you, kid. What happened with Philly 500? What'd I miss? Nothing. It's a beautiful disagreement. See, he's got a Skip Bayless guy. You know what that is? It's Dak. Dak is back. Hey, I'll bet you this. You know, makes first team All-Pro. How about this? You know who the Pro Bowl quarterback is going to be? And the two Pro Bowl quarterbacks are going to be in the NFC this year? They're going to be Matthew Stafford and going to be Dak Prescott. They could be Sam Darnold. But because he's in Dallas, it gonna be, hey, Philly, you know who the Pro Bowl quarterbacks are gonna be? Dak and Matthew Stafford. How you doing? They'll probably pick 3 of them. It'll be Darnold, Dak, and it'll be Matthew Stafford. Allen's in the AFC, in case you're keeping score. Just to help you out there, kid. Hurts will be resting for Super Bowls. Oh, really? I say you get your asses bounced in the opening round. What are you kidding me? Because you're going to probably have to take on – see, the Bucs will take on the loser of tonight's game. So you'll probably have to take on, if you get in a 2-hole, probably the Niners at Lincoln Financial. You'll win that game because I don't think shit of San Francisco. Sorry, hey, Niner guy. I'm sorry, dude. I don't really think – then again, you may surprise people. How fucking crazy is that? Oh, by the way, wait a minute. Guys, I got to tell you, I just got my vote for the Coach of the Year for the NFL. Okay? Coach of the Year for the NFL. That's pretty cool. I just got my Coach of the Year ballot. Let's see here. Who am I going to vote for? For NFL Coach of the Year. Well, you can take one guy off the list. This guy right here. I would never vote for that guy. So let's see. I'll probably go in there. Never. I vote for coaches, not doormen at a strip club. So is any chance he works with someone in the offseason to get better at progressions? Yeah. I think he's smart enough to know that. So, hey, by the way, John McMullen talked so much shit on this guy that I'm going to bring up here, on what you just said here. Hold on here. So let me look something up here. Sean McVay tonight. I love Sean McVay. Let's see here. Sean McVay. I want to show you guys something. I may vote for him for Coach of the Year. Let's see. He's been coaching now for 9 years. He's won the division title 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be 5 in 9 years. That would be 5 times in 9 years. 2 NFC titles. And get this, a Super Bowl. Do you know what happens tonight if he wins? He becomes only the 3rd coach in NFL history to have 100 wins before he's the age of 30 or 40. 5 division titles in 9 years, 1 Super Bowl win, and 2 NFC championships. And he's younger than Aaron Rodgers. He's 39 years old. Actually, Sean McVay has a job. He's a play caller. And he develops quarterbacks. Unlike you guys. You don't develop quarterbacks. How many people would think, hey, let's go here with this guy? Do you think that Nick Sirianni has developed Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback? Yes or no? Do you? You think Nick has developed him? With all those shitty coordinators? Shit, Kellen Moore didn't even develop him. I vote for winners and guys with jobs. Where is that? Not cool. Saying that the referees want to get on TV. I don't think he's wrong. And saying that the NFL referees are the worst of all time. Yeah, that ain't going to go well for you, kid. Okay? Well, the coach doesn't throw the football, guy. So you're comparing coaches and players. Coaches don't play. Develop Hurts like Drago and Rocky 4. All right. So let's get to my topics. I haven't even got to my topics yet. Please hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. Howard Eskin will join us at 4:30. Armando Salguero at 5:30. Hall of Fame voter. And we will have our boy Xander at 3:30. All right. So, Jeremy Fowler. I talked to Jason Light, the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this morning. Okay? I asked him, what's the word on A.J. Brown? That's hilarious. Yes. The old school Chia Pat. How you doing? I asked Jason Light, was A.J. Brown's name being thrown around at the trading deadline? He said, yeah. I said, not by the Eagles. He goes, no. But they were fielding calls. Put that on the record. I asked Alonzo Highsmith, is A.J. Brown, who works right next to Elliott Wolf in New England. I asked Dan Morgan, the general manager of the Panthers, were teams inquiring about A.J. Brown? Alonzo Highsmith said New England did. Now, according to Jeremy Fowler, post-trading deadline, the word is that they're moving on. That's why AJ's being quiet. His agent told him, the less noise you make, the more people that will be inclined to make a trade for you. You make too much noise now, they'll be less inclined because they don't want drama. There is no way in holy hell that A.J. Brown is a Philadelphia Eagle in 26. It's why he's been quiet. It's completely why he's been quiet and not really having said anything. Okay? Hey, bro, name dropping? What are you fucking talking about, name dropping? These are people that have either been on the program before or we know very well. Name dropping? I've been in this business 35 fucking years. And if you don't know the show by now, you need to go back to where you came from. There is nobody who thinks that A.J. Brown's going to be an Eagle. Can things change? Yes. Now, here's the topic. Is it good business to move on from A.J. Brown in this offseason? Boy, what a move that would be. That would change your entire how I look at you, because you won't have a threat, I fear. Who's the only guy you fear right now on that offense? It's Brown. I don't fear Barkley. I don't fear Jalen Hurts on a week-to-week basis throwing the ball. I don't fear Devontae Smith. I fear A.J. Brown. The rest of those dudes, I don't. I mean, Devontae is a fine ball player. He is. He is a fine ball player. That guy's not an elite ball player. Dude, I think he's a really good player. I mean, more than anything I thought when he came out of Bama. Okay? Hold on. This ain't me, dude. This ain't me. I sent a text to Jeremy Fowler to try to get him on the program. Hopefully he can come on at the beginning of next week. He's going to try to find a spot for us. He's been talking to numerous general managers. So what I did was, hey, and by the way, I'll get Armando on. That'll be at 5:30. Armando Salguero talks to general managers all the time. And we'll get his take. Jeffrey Lurie doesn't like players that speak out. Look what happened to Reddick or everyone else they also traded. We always know that they're gone in weeks. As we know, he was gone weeks ago. Hey, and you know what, Jason? You think he's checked out then, right? Because Lurie does hate people that speak out. Speak out and speak up, maybe. If Burrow becomes available, will the Eagles jump? I'll get to Joe Burrow and he's crying. He's crying again. AJ can't separate on the practice field against ones. Are you out there? Could even be a CJ thing just gone out the blue offseason. I don't believe that's me this time. I think they like Darius Cooper. Darius Cooper, please. We're talking A.J. Brown here. Okay? We're talking A.J. Brown. Stop with Darius Cooper. Darius Cooper, A.J. Brown. It's like talking JV versus the varsity team. You don't have any other better content. Bro, wait a minute. Let me go back to that. We don't have any other better content, he says. This was just posted by Jeremy Fowler. Guys, shut the fuck up. We talk about what things are going on today. I couldn't tell you. I'm not this. Jesus criminy. The guy just fucking posted this thing yesterday. I didn't get a chance to comment on it. He says that I talk about trading AJ. How do you feel, Sills? You started all this trade talk months ago. Heck, even last year. You happy now? You're the one who started this. Mission accomplished. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Are you saying that I started this? Wait a minute. About trading AJ? Hang on here. Wait a minute. Now, there is some truth to this, Leon. Hang in there. Okay? Hang. Wait. Are you really going to try blaming me now? Sills, this trade can't happen. No way. You're talking about trades, bro. And we are the Cowboys. Yeah, okay, kid. Sills, if AJ ain't here, who the fuck would you get for a threat? I don't know. Dude, WIP didn't start that. You started this 3 years ago. We will never win with AJ. I never said that. I said you'd never win with Hurts. Let's get it right. I was wrong on one, not two. Dude, you ain't getting Justin Jefferson. We got to trade him for... Why in the world would they give up a guy who's not even in his prime yet for a guy in his almost 30s? Still started it, not AJ consistently tweeting about how he hates this style of offense. It definitely wasn't the reporters leaking inside information. Sileo, Eagles aren't dumb. He's locked down. Dude, that means shit. Sills, he was pissed off. And oh yeah, that's right. He called them up. That's right. And they did that like couch scene, from some sort of like crazy movie or like from The Sopranos. When Tony's in there talking to the shrink. AJ, are you okay? How are you feeling, AJ? Are you all right? Are you okay, AJ? Those are the guys in IP. I can't believe that you put up with what you put up. I was like, is that WIP? Or is that some sort of like fucking get feel good show or something? Are you okay? Same thing they do with the head coach. Hey, Nick, how's it going? I know you take a lot of heat. Like I give a shit. Hey, Nick, you all right? AJ, you all right? Since when you give a shit? How much to have back Hurts' no trade clause in his contract? Got to be $1. No, I don't think so. That no trade? Dude, that no trade's probably worth about $100 million. Can't get rid of Noodle Arm for another 3 years. Hang in there. This is what you are. That's what you are. You're Jalen Hurts for another 3 years. Whether you like it or not. It's like dating an ugly chick. Yeah. That's who you're tied to. You think Devontae can duplicate what JSN is doing in Seattle with Darnold and Philly? Yeah. You had a true passer and a true passing game? Yeah. Devontae would have 1,500 yards with a true passing quarterback. But that's not how you win games. Remember, you're tied to the anchor. You're like a dog in the backyard. You know that collar around his neck? He can only go so far. That's you. Boom. Boom. You can only go so far, dude. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. Sills thinks if the Eagles melt down, he could be the next Angelo Cataldi and say wacky things just to annoy Eagle fans and the fan base, kind of like ear fucking us to lose focus. Wow, that's really deep and really fucking wild. And yeah, okay, what? Man, you really thought that one out last night. Were you laying in bed? Oh, man. Leon is right. You started the AJ. Oh, you started it. Oh, my God. Let me guess, that guy was laying in bed when he thought that up. Sills, what are some good things you saw on Sunday that the Eagles could build on going into the postseason? Morale? Not playing down the competition? Taking care of business, which is not as easy as a thing as you think? Putting a smile on the face to go to work? Nobody got injured, really? Penalties were taken care of? You know how easy it is to have penalties against shitty teams? Get lazy. Get lazy-minded. Here's the difference between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buccaneers. The Bucs have lost to the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints in consecutive weeks. There's no fucking way. Unless that game at the end of the year doesn't mean anything to them and they can't improve their draft status, or their seeding in the playoffs, they're not losing to the Commanders twice. And now that you've got Quinn Ewers quarterback, that's the Bucs. And now that they have Quinn Ewers, there's a chance, in my opinion, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to lose all 3 of those games. The Eagles are not going to lose 2 games to the Commanders. They're going to win both those games. The Buffalo game's going to get them ready. That's going to be their prime game to get them ready. Because you know what you're going to have? You're going to have a tough game against Buffalo. I think it's set up perfect. You're going to have the tough game, Buffalo. Then you're going to take that week off, and then you got wild card. Because you're not going to win the top seed. You're going to be a wild card in the opening round. And what I disagree with John. I'd rather have Seattle win tonight. And I'd rather have the Rams have a longer road to get to the Super Bowl, because I think Seattle will get beaten that divisional round. I'm more, hey, if you had a team come into your building, do you want to face Stafford or do you want to face Darnold? I'd rather face Darnold. See, I said this in my post-game show. Julio and Bayard were brought in. Oh, yeah, Kevin Byard were brought in 2023 because AJ was unhappy, and he did ask to be traded before the deadline was top two, zip it. Yes, I remember that. I do, Kim. I remember that. I don't want Hurts facing the Seattle defense. Dude, the Ram defense is awful good too. Seals, if the Eagles go back-to-back, we need for you to wear a signed Sirianni visor with a Hurts jersey on the following show. Don't worry, kid. We're not. We beat them last. That has nothing to do with this year. Anytime you see, what has that got to do? Last year is a completely different team, Junior. If Mariota beats the Eagles this week, the Jalenites will be making all kinds of excuses next week. Well, let's see if that happens. I'm not buying that. Seals, I'd rather face the Rams at SoFi, where it's almost an even playing field for both the Eagles and the Rams. Playing in Seattle would be filled with their fans. Seattle's a tough place to play for sure. Okay? Get this. This means nothing either. Eagles beat them this year. Senorita. Means nothing. Zero. I saw you beat the Bucks in 23 and then kick the fucking teeth out of you in the playoffs. What's it matter? No, but everybody knows September football is Liars Month. Nothing means nothing. No. You're right. Well, then guess what? Since your first month, you're 4-5. How you doing? Sam Darnold will fold in game 1 of the postseason. All right, so let me get back to AJ here. Is this good business? No. You're living in the past. That game early on didn't mean shit. Hey, you doing? Everyone knows you made it up this year, dingbat. Made what up? Why in the fuck, M. Reyes, would I have to ever come on this thing and lie? That's what I've done for 40 years. 35 years in broadcasting, I've lied. That's why all the people that come on the program trust the liar. Right. Okay. We lie. Where would you get that? Liars Month is a Sileo creation. Really. You haven't ever heard everybody say that the first month of the season is like exhibition football because people don't play it. And it really doesn't tell you what the teams are. You've never heard that. Then again, it wouldn't shock me. What would you know about football, guy? Nothing. You would know nothing about football. Postseason, and actually you wouldn't know anything about sports except walking around in Howie's office like a little birdie in a nest. Can I have an eagle worm? Can I have the Nick Sirianni worm? I could just see M. Reyes in there. Old lips just a puckering up. Get the chapstick out. Oh, M. Reyes is getting that worm right in his mouth. He probably likes it too. Probably likes it that way. Slimy and slippery. Mm. Yes, sir. No. Oh, come on now. Hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there, guy. Do you consider Terry Bradshaw elite? Well, do you consider a guy who never had an offensive coordinator elite and won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years? He never had a coordinator. Called his own plays. Do you think a guy who never had an offensive coordinator? Terry Bradshaw never had an offensive coordinator. That's a fact. They had quarterback coaches in Pittsburgh. He called his own plays. He designed his own plays. He made the playbook. That was all Bradshaw. So do you consider that like to be elite, that he was the architect to the Steelers offense? Yeah. He never had an offensive coordinator. They may have had one in name, but Bradshaw was the guy who designed the offense and designed the playbook. He tells you it all the time. He never had an OC. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Sills, I have receipts. You said during the collapse in 23 and before 24, when AJ changed his profile pic to Brady, that he wouldn't last 2 more seasons with us. Well, I may have to admit to that. I'm sorry, Eagle fans, that I had to be the bearer of bad news for you. This was in the works since 23. I agree, Leon. Leon, I have to admit, you caught me. You got me. Okay? I said he wouldn't be here. He'd only be here 2 more years. Yes. Now the question is going to be, how much you get in return for this guy? Leon. All right, Sue. All right. I can always count on Sue. You did. I know. I heard it. Thanks, Sue. Can always count on you. Back it up. Thanks, Sue. Okay? Thank you, Sue. You did, Sills. I remember. Like my fucking wife. You did say it. Okay? All right. So maybe we did start it. Maybe. Okay, maybe. What are you going to get for him in return if you trade him? Let's see. Trade him. Woo! Cap hits. What is it? 32 million? How many more years you got left on that contract? A first and a third? Let me see how old this dude is. I'll tell you exactly how much you're going to get for him. That money, don't be talking about a 1. A.J. Brown. Then I wonder if A.J. Brown starts taking and making business decisions. Better not get hurt, A.J. Trade value goes down. What? Let's see here. So he'll be 29 years old coming up for 2026 season. June 30th, he'll be 29. 29. So how about this? Man, I really want to stretch out going across. You really want to stretch out going across the middle when I'm going to be a free agent or I'm going to be maybe traded? Not going to be a free agent. I'm going to be traded? Huh. Why are you under the impression that Lamar Jackson didn't make a business decision 2 years ago when he was negotiating his contract and he was 75% and he didn't want to play because he was working on a new contract extension in Baltimore? Are you under the impression agents didn't hold out Jaylen Carter for the Giants game and now? And that was an Eagle thing? That was an agent thing. Why Jaylen Carter's not playing right now. That's not an Eagle thing. That's an agent thing. And the Liz Frank, you're not going to be able to play whether your agent wants you to or not. Getting silicone injections, that's something you can do fucking in the offseason. So before you start saying that players don't make business decisions, you're fucking nuts. You got agents in your ear talking $180 million. Winning another Super Bowl versus $180 million? What the fuck are you talking about? Players don't get paid on Super Bowls. Players get paid on ability. Jaylen Carter worries more about his shoulders and putting bad play on tape for his contract negotiation on March 17th than he does playing about what round in the Super Bowl tournament they're going to be in. What are you fucking talking about? I don't think AJ or Jalen's going anywhere. Listen, there's no way that guy's going to be a starter on the Eagle team at 26. No way. Dude's been quiet too, man. That tells you AJ's never quiet. This is what his agent told him. I'll tell you flat out what his agent. Let me double check. Let me check something out here. Okay, he's with CAA. So that means he's with Jimmy Sexton. Are you fucking crazy? AJ Brown's with CAA? Jimmy Sexton is the most powerful agent in America today. He's the most powerful agent. He deals with TV personalities. He deals with quarterbacks. He deals with AJ, got all kinds of people. And there's no way that they didn't sit there. And there's a guy by the name of Tory Dandy that works for Jimmy Sexton. Tory Dandy is his attorney or his agent with CAA. Bro, CAA is the biggest. Then it's Rosenhaus. Don't you know? Hey, AJ Brown is saying a lot with his silence. They told him, if you want to be moved, we'll look at it in the offseason. But shut the fuck up. And he has. He's been complimentary of his quarterback, his OC, which is a complete direct opposite of what's been going on all year. They did. I believe the ownership came down and said, listen, we'll address all of this and all your concerns in the offseason. Let's get through this first. And I happen to agree with that approach. I do. I think that's in the best interest of everybody. A.J. Brown has been like a church mouse compared to what he was in the first 2 months. That's not by coincidence. That's why Jeremy Fowler dropped that nugget. Teams are now going to start lining up potentially to start negotiating in the offseason once the Eagles are eliminated for A.J. Brown. And I personally don't believe that the Eagles are going to send him to some shithole like Tennessee. They might. But again, they're not sending him back there. That would be a horrible thing. To the Jets, who's their quarterback? He wants to go to New England. New England's got money. Okay? But New England's going to have high draft picks coming up in 2026 draft. They're going to be down there in the 30s. Right? So, I mean, and if the Eagles play the way they're playing, they're going to be around 28, 26, 27, maybe 25. 25, a first-round pick at 25, sending AJ in a 3? Or you getting a 1 and a 3 back for AJ, and it's the 25th pick in the draft? I might do that. You know why? I get to address two needs there. I get out from a contract. I could get another high-priced cornerback or an O-lineman and an edge. I could kill one bird with two stones by trading A.J. Brown and releasing myself with some money that I'm going to have to pay on the other side when these contracts come due. Because remember, what's the number one thing? What is the number one thing that's going to affect the Philadelphia Eagles in 2026? Do you know? Financially. Hurts' contract kicks in. The total $51 million, and the escalators kick in. And also the cap hits kick in. They're bigger cap hits. So Jalen's contract officially kicks in on that 3 years, 26. March 8th, it kicks in. You could trade both first for a high first, as well. Yes. Sills, dead cap hits. 2026. This is Hurts. $117 million. 27. $42 million. 28. $28 million. Those are Jalen Hurts' dead cap hits. Plus the no trade. His contract and his money. Benching Jalen Hurts? This is why you buffoons and you morons and you fucking imbeciles, we're talking about Tanner McKee. Look at those numbers. Not benching him for that. Okay? The cap hits did not start until this year, dude. Okay? That was, when he signed that contract, that was the signing bonus that offset the money. Now it's more base. But the big cap hits start in 26. Yes, Jace. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay? I got it, bro. Tanner Manning McBrady. That's what you're preparing for. And so, wait a minute. With all that $117 million cap hit. So think about this. So hang in here. Now you got Jaylen Carter. You're going to pay $35. Then you're going to turn around and you want to pay Jordan Davis $25 million? So you're really going to pay $60 million for two DTs. And one guy's a two-down guy. If a guy can make it work, I'm going to buy that, what you guys say. I'm totally going to buy that. How he can make it work? If there's anybody that can, he totally can, and I agree with you. I do. Yes, they are completely. Yes. Cap hit, that's right. Trading or cutting. That's correct. Cap hit and dead money are different. If you're talking about trading or cutting, so correct. That's correct. Well, everyone knows Dak Prescott's cap hits are enormous. That's an enormous contract that he signed. I didn't say, wait a minute. If you don't think that Jaylen Carter is going to command $35 million, what does Chris Jones make? What's Chris Jones's base? Top defensive tackles. Top NFL defensive tackles. Pay. over the cap. Chris Jones makes $31 million. Okay? Let's just say this to this guy here. $31 million. And what is it? Is it in change? Let's see. It's 31.7. So it's 31 and change. Fully guaranteed at 60. Total guarantees are $95 million bucks. Annually, $31 million. Okay? Cap goes up 18% every year. Are you trying to tell me you don't think that guy's going to be between $32 and $35 million? Guy, you're not fucking in reality. Let's just say this. Okay, it's 33. So you're going to turn around and pay Jordan Davis more than Milton Williams, which is $26 million? Bro, that's $60 million bucks. That's like $58, $59 million between two guys. One guy's not a 3-down player. You're going down that lane? This all has everything to do with AJ. We getting that money from? Well, how will we make it work? Well, you got a disgruntled player, and then you got another guy that you told to take a pay cut, $4.5 million bucks, and Goddard. Dallas Goddard and A.J. Brown are off this team and will not be starting in 2026. Hey, bold prediction, in-season bold prediction. Brown and Goddard will not be on the team. Okay? So isn't there some contract negotiation coming up? I think it's 2 years from now with the CBA, 3 years from now. I thought it was 28 that contract negotiations can talk and start up. I know the TV talks have started. Okay? Nobody's talking about Barkley at $20 million. The whole league thought he was too much at $13 million. Now he's 3 years old or fucking dummy. I don't know why they extended him. It was kind of a gift because of what he did. That was like a Christmas gift. I never got it. Why'd you extend him? You didn't need to. Goddard will be gone. AJ will be here. Stop it, Sills. Hey, how many people in here believe that AJ Brown wants to be on this football team anymore? I don't. He's worried about Hall of Fame now. He's got his ring. God forbid he gets another one. He'll never be here. A.J. Brown, worst thing that can happen for the Eagles is if that guy does win another one. He'll never be here. He'll never go to the Hall of Fame with the numbers he has. He's too far down the list. Dude, all these players, there's a backlog now of players. I mean, A.J. Brown's not better than Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, I think he's better than Reggie White. AJ can't wait to leave. He should get, hey, listen, I'll tell you this, 3 and out. That's funny. I think he's worried about legacy now. He's got his money. Why would an elite wide receiver want to ruin his Hall of Fame chances staying with a quarterback who can't throw high volume? He wouldn't. Let me ask you this. You think big-time wide receivers want to play in Philly? The only way you're going to get big-time wide receivers here is trading for them or drafting them. Oh, free agent wideouts coming to Philly? For what? These guys are all concerned about targets and numbers. They're not concerned about rings. You don't have that set up in your contracts where if you go to the NFC Championship game, you get this amount of money. If you win, you don't get, there's no such thing in contracts like that. The only guys that really have team, I'll show you NFL contracts if you want to see them. I'll show you the incentives that are in contracts. The only guys that get real contracts like that with incentives when it comes to a unit or O-line, if the defense is in the top 100 or the top 10, you might get a bonus, but you traditionally have no control of that. You try to get a contract that you have control of yourself. Sacks, yards, receptions. You have no control of targets. AJ's not paid on targets. He's paid on catches. So if those catches don't come to him, he doesn't make his incentive. I would bet you anything that A.J. Brown has at least a $400,000 incentive if he goes over 90 catches. So does, I would say, Devontae. Like if Barkley goes over 1,200 or 1,400 yards, he probably kicks in an escalator of $250,000. Remember, you don't get paid by the club in the playoffs. They don't pay you. The league pays you. If you win the Super Bowl, there's a payout that the league pays you. So when you get to the postseason, all bets are off. Your contract doesn't carry over. Listen, if you're making $28 million, you make $28 million for 17 weeks. That shit doesn't get extended. What do you think, it extends? If you play like 18, 19 weeks or 20 weeks, that you're making the same amount of money? That's fucking crazy. I saw that. I saw Indiana. I'm like, Mike North will be on with us on Friday. That's freaking crazy. Sills, do you have a non-AJ topic today? Yeah, we're going to get to it here. What do you mean, do I have a non-AJ topic? No. As a matter of fact, now I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So, this is one of my favorite ones here. So, here's CBS. Here's their weekly quarterback rankings for week 16 of the NFL. Is this week 16? We double check. Yep. Evaluating of all NFL quarterbacks and signal callers entering week 16. Since you asked, here we go. Number 1, Matthew Stafford. Number 2, Drake May. These are my 3. Josh Allen, 3. Sounds like Big Sills is right. Jordan Love, 4. Sounds like Big Sills. Dak Prescott, 5. No way. Big Sills, I'm right on my screws here. Jared Goff, 6. Sam Darnold, 7. Justin Herbert, 8. Stroud, 9. Oh, they had Lamar Jackson, 10. I didn't have Lamar Jackson, 10. I had Aaron Rodgers, 10. Caleb Williams, 11. Surely Jalen Hurts is on this list. Let me see. Aaron Rodgers, 12. Joe Burrow, 13. Brock Purdy, 14. Hold on, I need a little. Trevor Lawrence, 15. Baker Mayfield, 16. There he is at 17 out of 32 NFL football teams. The signal caller of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Not my list. Hurts is 17th on that list. I think he was 18th last year. Damn. I had Jalen higher. But that's just me. Yeah, I had him higher. Seals, would you trade AJ and steal Pickens from free agency? He's going to command big money, dude. Hurts is like 12 to 15 at best. Dude, yeah. That's why dude, Hugh, thank you for watching the program. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate that. I know, see the Jalenites. Top 10 in what? He's not top 10 in anything. Jalen will be ranked higher than his actual production, per usual. So they might have missed Jalen talking about concepts. That's why he's so low. Oh, because of Nicky's great influence. Yeah. He is a good dresser. Jalen is a different dude. His value doesn't completely show using common metrics. Just my opinion. All right, that's not bad. That's not terrible. Fucking who cares? If he's 15th or 12th or 15th best quarterback and can win a Super Bowl. I think you answered my comments on what I say. You don't have to be great to be a quarterback, get a team to a Super Bowl. You're right. You don't have to be great. I've always said that. Okay? Wait a minute here. I got to do one thing before I get Big Z up here. Look at this chick, Nikki Bella. Whew. Man, my fucking boy. I feel like I'm a proud dad. Cooper DeJean, 42-year-old WWE superstar, Nikki Bella, hanging out and dating, allegedly, 22-year-old Cooper DeJean. The pair have been seen together numerous times this offseason. Fans are quickly putting the pieces together. Man, that's my... Wait a minute here. Man, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my guy. Hold on here, man. Look at this. I'm so proud of Cooper DeJean. She's a smoke show too, bro. You know Cooper, though, man. Hey, Big Z, here's Cooper. Look. Cooper's in, like, all the DMs of all the hot cougars in Philadelphia and all the hot cougars in Atlantic City going like this. How you doing? It's Cooper DeJean. I'm the top nickel corner. You kidding me, man? This motherfucker right here is getting my first ballot Hall of Fame. He's getting my MVP vote. What are you, nuts? This guy's a superstar. Look at that shit. Hey, I heard John this morning. What was funny? John don't want to get spanked when he walks into the NovaCare Center because he's like, hey, hanging out with Nikki. It was like a little subtle thing. Xander went, well, what do you think? John's like, I don't want to know nothing. Leave it to big cells, though, man. Between the Yankee hat and the 42-year-old chick, this team is awesome to cover. Are you kidding me? I can't get enough. Howard Eskin at 4:30, and we'll have Armando Salguero at 5:30. But without further ado, I'm going to start calling this guy Mr. Tiptoe around John. He is my friend, Big Z. Xander Krause joins us now. How you doing, bro?
What's up, Big Seal? How you doing, brother?
How do you think, man? This guy, your boy, man, 42 years old, man. He's hanging out with the honeys.
Hey, man, I don't know. He's cougar hunting. He's cougar hunting out here, living the dream as a youngster.
Bro.
Good for him. God bless him.
That's right. Listen, he's having fun, and he's having an all-pro season.
Yeah, he's playing well, playing good football. I mean, he's becoming a star pretty quickly. So good stuff for Coop. Probably not the route I'd go, but hey, you rock with what you want to go with there, brother.
Tell you what, man, he's got all the honeys after his ass, too. I went down everybody.
He's 22, so that's like, I don't know if I should say this on the air, but like, is that like prime cougar hunting age?
Yeah. Especially when you got a Super Bowl ring. This guy's got every chick in his DM from Atlantic City down to South Philly now.
Good for you, Coop.
No doubt.
I like how much you like it. You love it.
I love it. I think as long as you're producing, dude, and you're playing at a high level, I think you should enjoy all the riches of the world, man.
Yeah, I agree. Go for it, Coop.
Live it up while you can. I mean, how many times have you heard people say this to you, Xander? Hey, Xander, right now, how hard you work, are you enjoying your life?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you do, right? But don't you sometimes get your family and your girl and all them people going,
oh, yeah.
Hey, smile a little bit, right?
If it were up to me, I'd sit here and work all day.
I know.
But my back's giving out. Emirates is like aging me. I'm 27 years old. My back feels like it's 50.
I know, man. Plus, you got some lawns to do any minute. I'm kidding.
I've retired from the lawn business. Yeah.
All right. Hey, bro. So tonight, you want to see Seattle in the playoffs, or do you want?
No, I'm more with you. I think the Rams are the biggest test, and you are the toughest person in the conference, and I want to make their road the hardest. So them having to go on the road to me is the toughest thing for them. So I'd rather that happen. I'd rather Seattle win. And I'm with you also. I don't even think the Seattle will make it to the conference championship game if they get the home field advantage. So I'm more like I'd rather see Seattle win, but I think the Rams are going to win.
All right. How about this? This is going to sound terrible, but people will take it wrong. But for me, I don't mean it the way you think. There's more chances of injuries, too, if you have to go 4 games versus 3. That makes my road to the Super Bowl easier. Okay? War of attrition, bro. I mean, that's how I see it. Look at Devontae Adams. He's not playing tonight. I want that to be as hard as it possibly can for the Los Angeles Rams to get to the postseason, man. Come on now, right?
Yeah, I hear you. No, I hear you. I agree.
Listen here, Elizabeth, let me hook you up on something. It's different when there's a dude and there's a girl. Just remember that. My kid's not doing that. My son, I'd be okay.
Listen, this is the truth. All right. This is the world we live in. All right. I agree with you, by the way.
All right.
I'm trying to stay off that topic, as you can tell.
Yeah, no, John wanted nothing to do with it. He brought it up too.
John was hilarious about it. I thought,
He was, man. He's like, yeah, but Coop. And then he goes, and then you started going, what's the thing? And you went, I don't want to know that.
Coop's not ready to settle down and make some kids, make some young Coopers. He's looking to have some fun. Good for him.
He surely is. All right. So what do you make of the talk of A.J. Brown not being here? I think it's real. And that's why I think the conversation has been quiet with him. I really do think, Xander, they told him to be quiet. He goes, listen, we'll address this stuff in the offseason. Don't you notice that it's been simmered down?
Well, obviously. I think that's what he'll do. So I think that's what he's done. I mean, the rumor was Lurie talked to him. He's obviously calmed down. My question is, where do they go from here? And what's the replacement plan? I mean, does anybody think that they'll get rid of A.J. Brown and get better? Because that ain't happening. I mean, you're not bringing in a receiver. I don't care where they come from. That's better than A.J. Brown next year. So you're going to take on a cap hit. You're going to probably get worse on offense. I think the question is, if you can free up enough assets to pay your defense, and the style of offense that you play doesn't really require 2 great receivers. I mean, let's call a spade here. They throw the ball 20 times a game. I mean, do we really need 2 $30 million wideouts on the team? Probably not. So it comes down to the money for me, and not about how much somebody makes, but more about if you move on from AJ, how much actual relief does it give you in terms of being able to pay the guys on the defense? If you don't get that immediately, to me, it makes 0 sense why they trade him.
What a great topic you just came up with that I didn't realize it until you just said it. Let me filter it out here. Do you think the reason that the Eagle offense is what it is because of the impression of having 2 number 1 guys, whether you throw the ball to them 20 times or 15 times? As a defense and as a coordinator, I have to scheme Devontae and AJ, whether it's 15 throws or 30 throws. I have to defend that. How much do you think that takes away from the game preparation for a coordinator if you take AJ off that offense?
Yeah, but
you have one guy.
that they don't go through AJ as much as you.
No. I'm talking. I still have to count for him.
Yeah, no, it definitely changes. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the prep and stuff. I mean, you don't even have to think about AJ if he's not there, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of numb to this conversation just from a sense of we don't have a prolific offense. Like if we had a top 5 offense and you were like, get rid of AJ, I'd be like, yeah, we're probably that's going to be.
But you've got top 5 talent.
Yeah, but we don't produce anyway.
I know that, but as a D coordinator, I don't care if they haven't produced.
Yeah, but how much worse can the offense get? If the defense is more easily prepare for the Eagles' offense, okay, fine.
I think you're not getting.
How much worse can it get?
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. The production's not there. I'm not going to not game plan for AJ though.
I know that, but if the production's not there, then the defense getting a leg up, the opposing defense getting a leg up, doesn't impact me as much.
Does it make me have an easier approach to defending the Eagles and game planning against you if AJ Brown's not on the field? Definitely. Whether he's producing or not,
it makes their job.
I don't have to. Prepping for Jahan Dotson versus AJ Brown.
He'll be gone too next year.
Yeah. Probably Goddard too.
Yeah, Goddard, Dotson, and potentially AJ. I think AJ will be back, but that's just my.
No way. I don't think he
wants to. Dude. This team doesn't. I don't think they like getting rid of a talented guy like that. I really don't. I mean, who's the last player of his caliber that we've traded away?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, that was obviously a little different. I mean, quarterbacks are a little different.
There's 32 million reasons why it's.
No, I know, but you can't walk the line with a quarterback. You got to make a decision. So that's to me is a little different. I mean, AJ is something that, like I said, if you don't get the relief to pay your defense, it makes no sense. Like if your cap relief is multiple years down the line, why trade him? You know, you got to be able to pay your if it frees up the assets to pay your defense, okay, it makes sense. You know, it makes sense. Your offense is already what it is. It doesn't run through AJ as much as it should. Let's pay the defense who's really held the team together for the last couple of years. That's how I view it. If they don't get that type of relief, though, to me, it doesn't make any sort of sense. And by the way, what do you think he gets?
That's what I was going to go next. Well, I would think this.
You could probably get a late one.
Late 1 and a 3.
That's rich. He's 29 years old, dude.
He'll be 29 in June.
How many receivers right now are playing great football older than the age of 30?
What did Davante Adams, what did the Jets have to give up for Davante Adams? When he went
they gave up a conditional 3, I think. No. The Jets gave up higher. No, the Raiders gave up. No, the Raiders signed him in free agency.
Oh, was it? Raiders signed him in free agency.
Davante Adams.
What did the Jets give up for him?
A conditional 3rd-round pick.
Boy, that seems awful low, man.
Went from the Raiders to the Jets and then from the Jets to the Rams. Raiders traded him to the Jets for a conditional 3rd-round pick. Yeah.
Okay. What did do one more for me? Do Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill.
Well, he was 5 draft picks. It was a 22 first, a 22 second, a 22 fourth, a 23 fourth, and a 2023 sixth. So 1 first, a second, a fourth, 2 fourths, and a sixth. But that was different because he was younger and he got a big contract. AJ Brown, 26. How many receivers right now? List out your top 10 receivers or top 20. How many of them are above 30?
Let's see. Let me do this here. I got all these lists here of that right now.
My whole point in saying this is that they're not going to pay a 1st-round pick for a 29-year-old wide receiver. Ready? Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, Jamison Williams, Chris Olave, Devontae Smith, Courtland Sutton. I don't think any of these guys are near 30.
Okay,
that's just the top receiving guys this year.
Okay, Chase makes 40.2. He's 25.
I'm looking at the age, though.
He's 25. Jefferson's 26. He makes 35. Lamb is 26. He makes 34. Metcalf is 28. He makes 32.
And that deal is already, by the way, that's already a bad contract. He's not worth the money. He's not even in the top 20 of receivers in the league.
A.J. Brown's 28 and makes 32. St. Brown is
20. And by the way, just for context on A.J. Brown, all right, A.J. Brown is the 17th highest receiving yard in the league, and he's one of the older players that has a big contract. So, in other words, you're already getting bad production for the value at the age. So, who's trading the first? Nobody's trading a first-round pick for him. They'll pick a guy in the draft.
No way. No way. You're right. It's a third.
It's a conditional 3.
Yeah. And Tyreek Hill, by the way, for the record, is older. He's 31.
Yeah, but when he got traded, he wasn't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he's been there now, what, 4 years?
Yeah, so he was 28.
He was 28 when he got there. Waddle's 20. Wow, Waddle's already 27.
I think you will get a 2 for AJ. I'm with James. I think a 2. It's rich, but I think somebody will do it. I'm just saying, he's on the older side of these guys, and the production is already waning. I mean, I don't think somebody's going to come in and be like, "Hey, here's a 1." I don't think so.
No, I don't think that either here. All right, so resting. I'm gonna make a comment to you here about Hurts going down the stretch here the next 3 games. By the way, we'll read all your supers. Hit the like button, guy. We'll do it at the end of the segment. Howard Eskin will join us at 4:30. Do you think this is the smart approach heading into these next 3 games? Dude, I don't want to run Jalen Hurts in these next 3 games. I don't want to run him at all. I want to save his legs for the postseason. I don't care what it is. Again, I'm not looking to extend plays. I'm not looking to go crazy here. Aren't you looking to preserve here and to unleash it in the postseason where you need the legs?
I'm not a big fan of the word unleash it. I'm not a big fan of unleashing it. This is pro football. You don't just unleash something in the playoffs and it works.
Yeah, but he is banged up, dude.
No, but that to me is a different conversation. If you want to conserve it, yeah, I think so. I don't think you're going to unleash it. You'll just take the top off where it's more usable.
Well,
but you're not going to unleash anything.
Well, Mahomes, he runs more in the postseason tradition.
No, that's because it's by any means necessary. I mean, he will run more.
Yeah,
so I have no problem with it. Depends what you're playing for, though. I mean, I don't love that approach because are you done fighting for the 1 seed or the 2 seed? I guess at that point, right?
No, you're not winning the 1. Now the 2, I think you could play. I think you're going to take the Commanders 2 games. I think here's how I would do it. You tell me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't really look at these Commander games and anything more than just get out, win anyway. If it's 13-10, I don't really care. The Buffalo game will get me ready for this, Xander. Play all your guys, play them hard, take the last Commander game off. That'll be like your bye because you're going to be a wild card team, dude. You're sitting in the wild card.
Yeah, no, we're going to be a wild card. I mean, if you're locked into the division, then yeah. But they haven't even locked up the division yet.
Okay,
They're going to. I'm just saying that will change it. If you're locked up your division and you're good with the 3 seed, then yeah, you might even rest somebody. I'm not a huge fan of that, by the way. I mean, if I'm the Eagles, I want to go into Buffalo.
Well, you're a little older team on offense now. You're older now. You're not a young team. You're young on defense. Bro, man, your offensive line has taken a beating this year.
I know. I'm just saying.
Every guy.
You're calling us an old offense?
Well,
quarterback's 27.
Well, they sure
Brown's Dallas Goedert's the oldest guy outside of Lane Johnson. He's 30. Everybody else is under that.
Okay, then I'll take the word back and say you're a beat up offense.
Beat up. I'm beat up. I agree with.
Okay, but, I mean they playing old.
But I'm just saying, I mean, that might be a little bit of a window that we're aging quick. This team is aging quick.
You bet. You're aging like a dog. Dude.
Aging like milk.
Hey, dude, you're running. You think your running back looks older than he is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How do you think Mulata's played this year?
Not good. I mean, not bad, but from a lot of standards, no, not what he was last year. I mean, remember, he was like the highest graded player in football last year. So he had a crazy good season. It's going to be tough to duplicate that. But
I don't really think there's one guy on your offense playing well at all, except, I don't know, maybe Devontae.
Devontae's how old is Devontae Smith? 26 years old?
25? He was a young kid when he came in the league.
He's 27, bro.
Wow. That's right. He's in his 5th year. He was 22 when he came out.
He just turned 27.
So he redshirted at Bama?
No, he didn't redshirt. He was a true freshman who caught the pass from Tua to win a game in overtime. I'll never forget it. 2nd and 26. Tua took a 16-yard sack on first down in overtime in the national championship game. Everybody's going fucking up. How do you take a 16-yard sack? Then 2nd and 26 was born, baby. Devontae Smith to the house.
Love it, guys. We got about 800 folks on all platforms in here. I appreciate you guys doing it. Hit that like button, juniors. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right. So going into this Commander game, how do you want to approach this game? Do you want to play lane? Do you not want to play lane? Do you want to wait? Do you want to get Carter back on the field? Or are you just going to wait until the postseason and not have these guys play?
No, Lane, I think, will be back for the Bills.
Bills?
Yeah. Carter, I think playoffs. And by the way, I think Carter's agent's not happy. John's been saying that to me a couple times. Not happy.
Why would John say that?
Because they think one of the reasons that his shoulders are so beat up is how many snaps he's been taking. Remember, last year he took the most snaps of the league in defensive tackles, him and Chris Jones. And this year they were on pace to beat it early in the year. Remember, this is where he had shoulder issues.
Publicly?
What's that?
Did John say this publicly?
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fact. By the way, Drew Rosenhaus, if John said that, if that's the case,
John says he thinks it's agent driven. Yes. Very clearly. He said
Rosenhaus made the call on the plasma shots.
Yeah.
And
they're not happy because they have the big contract coming up, and he's like, they're playing you, they're running you into the ground way too early. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jaylen Carter sat till the postseason.
I tell you what, I know the Eagles aren't happy with him taking that procedure.
I'm not surprised. Remember the game earlier in the year too, the first New York game.
They're not happy
too. Remember it was like a heel or something. Like what did they call that? A foot or a heel or something?
Yeah, and it was game time.
Well, this is the stuff that I think,
and Rosenhaus was there in the Meadowlands.
Exactly. This is the stuff that which is fine. I mean, the average viewer who doesn't, not the people in here. These people are football hunks in here. I'm talking about like the average viewer who, 30 million who clicks onto an Eagle game. They have no clue about that stuff. This agent stuff, man, is so big. It drives so much of this sport.
There's no doubt. How much do you think the conversation with AJ in the offseason on whether or not he's here will influence whether or not you give Jordan Davis also a contract extension? You got to find the money. You got to find the money somewhere, Doug.
How much is the cap going to go up?
18% or $18 to $20 million.
That's pretty significant.
Okay.
Let me look up what kind of cap room do they have next year as of right now. Remember, the big one
now. I think they have 18.
You know what the real big one is this summer.
Yeah, it's Hurts.
It's Hurts.
Hurts goes to $51 million.
He's already at 51. Well, you mean cap hit? Yeah, he goes up there. Yeah. It's not quite 51.
No, his cap hit in 26 goes to $117 million.
Yeah, his cap hit this year is only $21 million.
Look what it is. 26.
If you go to 26, it's 32.
Okay, 32.
But
the base kicks in.
Since Jalen got paid, and now since they've won a Super Bowl. Since Jalen got paid, though, AJ got paid, Devontae got paid, Johnson got paid, Dickerson got paid, Juergens got paid, Saquon got paid twice, Goddard got paid. Not huge, but he got paid.
Did you say Devontae?
Yep, Devontae. So basically my point is every person on the offense has gotten paid. And now this is not only prime time where the Eagles normally kick money out later, but Jalen's also up. I mean, he's due in terms of when you pay quarterbacks. Look at what the Bills just did with Josh Allen
and Lamar.
Summer. He had like 3 years left on his deal.
Yeah,
they extended it.
Yep.
So this is what teams do. So whether you're a Jalen lover or a Jalen hater doesn't matter to me. Something's going to happen this summer that you're going to see, and you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. That's what it feels like to me. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they're going to extend him out?
I think these next 2 months are going to say a lot on what they're going to do, and they'll hang in there. I'm going to ask Howard Eskin at 4:30. Does he think that they extend him? Because right now, let me ask you something.
And will they remove the no trade?
No way. Nicole Lynn will not.
Nicole Lynn won't allow it. Right?
No way. No way.
I think that next negotiation is going to be a little bit more hostile than the
first. Oh, yeah. It's not going to be. Remember when it happened? It was so quiet. I went, that's the quietest $250 million contract I've ever seen negotiated. So let me ask you, if you're a wide receiver in the NFL today, do you agree with my take? Would you want to be on Philly's roster? If you were an NFL wide receiver, would you want to be in Philly and play with Hurts' offense and that style of play?
If you were a wide receiver?
Yeah.
Hell no. But what are you going for? I mean, do you want to be, a Julian Edelman and win Super Bowls?
Okay. But you can't talk like a fan. You got to talk like a football guy.
I get it. I'm just saying. I do think there are some football players that care more about, rings. Not many, but some.
So when you're dragging your ass around the NFL and you're getting your fucking head kicked in and you're out there going like this, you're really concerned about making.
Well, this is why I don't know who's advising Devontae Smith, but taking a pay cut is insane.
Yeah, but I think he insured his career in Philly forever.
Yeah, but
there's some dudes that are wired like that, though, dude. There's some dudes that, like, you know what? I'm comfortable with who I am.
What's that quote? There's this quote out there. I heard this somewhere. Only 2 things you take from the game of football: your money, and I forget what the other guy, what the other thing is. Your injury or the damage on your body or something like that. But the point was, get paid. Get paid.
Paying to get beat up, dude.
Yeah.
Paying to get beat up. Like the ultimate stunt dummy.
Devontae Smith should take a max deal the next time he comes up. I would not take a fucking pay cut, Devontae. Don't do that.
That deal is out.
Get your money, bro. Get your money, Smitty.
Isn't when you leave this like 6 years out?
What's that?
Isn't that deal like 6 years or something like that?
I don't know. I was just saying. I think I heard Rob Gronkowski talking about this.
Get your money, man.
Well, I think it was when you remember when Gronk had one more catch to get like a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Byron, who was their offensive coordinator? Blanking on his name.
Josh McDaniels?
No, old quarterback. No, in Tampa.
Oh, Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich, thank you. He's the one who said, "You only leave this game with your money, so get your money."
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, let me ask you a question about an NFL quarterback. If Matthew Stafford wins that MVP, what do you think that does to his legacy? Be an MVP, Super Bowl, the 65,000 passing yards, Hall of Famer, slam dunk?
Who's a Hall of Famer? Who?
If Matthew Stafford gets the MVP
he's a Hall of Famer to me. He's already a Hall of Famer to me. He's already a Hall of Famer to me, which is why I hate the win-loss argument for quarterbacks. I mean, does anybody think that Matthew Stafford's win-loss record is indicative of who he is as a player?
They'll count that, though, when it comes. No.
I know they'll count it, but that's a Hall of Fame guy, bro. There's nobody in the league that plays like that. Nobody. He's 38 years old. He's the best quarterback in football. Still. He was going to retire. He almost left the Rams. They didn't want to bring him back.
Because of his back. Because of his back.
To me, he's a Hall of Fame player.
Are you concerned at the end of this season on Saquon Barkley moving forward with him? I know you have to because you gave him a contract.
I mean, I got it. At the very least this year, next year.
Now, is that the worst contract the Eagles have on record right now? Is the Barkley contract?
I don't know.
He's
that Cam Jurgens contract's not aging well. Neither is the Landon Dickerson contract. Now, I get why they did it. I'm not saying it was a bad move. Those make more sense to me than giving Saquon another re-up. But I don't know. Let me look up what his cap hit is. How much is that really hurting the Eagles,
Well, he's now making 20, isn't he?
Yeah, but the cap hit is so – even next year, the cap hit's only $9 million. The cap hit this year, it's $6 million.
Okay, so you got a $35 million cap hit for Hurts. You got another almost $10 million. That's $40 million. Dude,
you understand that Hurts is on the books until 2028, right?
Oh, totally. That's why I say never. You're not benching that kid.
Yeah.
You're not. Now, look, if he had no trade, that's a different conversation.
2028.
Oh yeah, no, you're tied to this ugly chick for the next. Hey, you're dating this ugly girl for the next 3 years, bro. That's what you're dealing with. We're gonna have the same conversations every year about this guy. You know that.
I know,
right?
But the Eagles have been very successful with him. What did you make of what Joe Theismann said to you yesterday? Because boy, that clip's going viral. He snapped back at Big Sills.
I think everyone's got an opinion on that. I think he's from an old school way that any means necessary in winning football. I think,
but he didn't. That's not what he talked about. He explicitly addressed your limitation comment,
bro.
Not about winning.
Okay, when you look at the Rams' offense and the way Sean McVay runs that offense, and you look at the Eagles and Kevin Patullo running that offense, you see the same.
It was Joe Theismann's.
That's me too. I just don't see the same fucking shit that he saw with that, because when I see a big time quarterback like Matthew Stafford in a high powered offense with multiple routes and multiple concepts and multiple motions, that's, what I see? I see the St. Joe's Prep offensive playbook in Philadelphia. That's what I see.
Wasn't he a Super Bowl MVP, Joe Theismann?
I don't think he was an MVP. He was an NFL MVP.
83 NFL MVP. I thought he was the MVP of Super Bowl.
No, he that Super Bowl that he won the MVP. Who was that Super Bowl most valuable player that year that they won?
He was a two-time Pro Bowler. He was a first-team All-Pro, NFL Man of the Year, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, NFL Most Valuable Player, Super Bowl champion.
Riggins won the MVP because he went for 154. He did it in Tampa, by the way. He went for
John Riggins, fullback. Holy shit.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He went for 154 in that game.
I remember that. John Riggins.
I
remember you I wasn't alive. I remember you and Joe talking about that before.
How about this? He went to back-to-back Super Bowls. They went to back-to-back, and they got annihilated by the Raiders. They beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, and then they got annihilated by the Raiders.
Do you feel as though the Eagles are heating up before the playoffs?
No.
You don't think they're going to make a run?
No.
When do you think they get bounced?
It depends who the opening team is.
I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Okay.
The Eagles will make it to at least the conference championship game.
That'd be a hell of a run. 2 years in a row.
I did this playoff thing today. I'm playing with this playoff predictor. Looks like we're going to play the Niners in round one.
I think that sounds right.
There's a good chance. It's not guaranteed, obviously. There's a good chance they play the Niners in round one.
But you win that.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with John. I think
conference championship game.
Let's see here. Rams, as of right now, the Rams are the 1 seed. So the Bears, they play this weekend, by the way. Green Bay. Is that right? They play Green Bay this weekend?
Yeah. No, who? Bears play Green Bay. Yeah, Bears play Green Bay.
Okay, so there's a difference potentially between a 2 and 7. So get this. They could flip-flop. Because then the Packers would go to 10-4-1, and they'd move up, and they'd have a half-game lead over you, and you'd still be in the 3 hole. So the Packers would move to 2, the Bears would move to 7. So that's why I said, who you think you're going to play. So the opening round games as of right now would be Bears and Packers, and it would be Eagles and Niners, and it would be Bucks and Seahawks. And this is what I told the Buck fans this morning. Bucks and Seahawks, I'd rather play that because then you get the Seahawks at home. Remember, division guys get the home game. So Seattle would have to fly to Tampa. Now, if the Rams win.
Seattle will beat the shit out of Tampa in Tampa.
Yeah. And then either way, but you want the Rams, like I heard you say this, I want the Rams to have to go 4 instead of 3.
I think there's a big team to watch in the postseason race right now. Keep an eye on the NFC North. Not only the Bears, but keep an eye on the Packers after losing Micah Parsons, and keep an eye on the Lions in the next 3 weeks. Because if the Lions are able to win out, which is probably unlikely, all right, but they do, and they get to 11-6, and the Packers, go 1-2 in their next 3 games without Micah, Packers schedule, they have the Bears, the Ravens, and the Vikings. So let's say they lose to the Bears this weekend and the Ravens next week. They'll get bounced from the playoffs, and the Lions will get in. And in my opinion, the Eagles, I would rather have the Packers get in than the Lions get in. I don't want to play the Lions in the postseason.
So right now, the Lions are Steelers, Vikings, Bears. So as you said, they could be playing for a playoff spot against that Bears team at the final game of the year. And it's in Chicago.
And by the way, if they beat the Bears and they get in, they would play the Bears in the first round, I believe.
Yeah.
They'd be the 7 seed. They'd play the 2 seed.
That Seattle team. What do you make of Seattle?
Really good defense. I think Sam Darnold has to take a page out of Jalen Hurts' book when the playoffs come. I mean, you can't be putting that ball in harm's way. That defense will lead you. Let that defense lead you. I get it. You got to take your shots and you got to take advantage, but don't turn the ball over because you've seen him legitimately lose them games. I mean, do you remember the playoffs or the final game of the year last year with Minnesota? I mean, he had like 3 or 4 picks in that game. I mean, Sam's got to play controlled. He's got to play decisive but smart. And if they let that defense lead the way, they're a good team. But I don't think they're a Super Bowl team.
Here's something to think about, though. Okay, so Seattle again, like you said, what do you have? 4 picks in that game against the Rams in the first game, right? He had like 4 picks. Well, remember something about that. They still had 4 picks, and they only lost the game 21-19. He had 4 picks in that game.
Yeah. So did you see earlier? I think I heard you talking about it on your open. Did you see earlier Hugh Douglas talking about describe Jalen with a word that's not winner?
Did you hear what I said?
What were yours? Because I have a couple I wrote down.
Get this. Okay. So listen, I don't know what it is with you guys in Philly, and I love it, and I really respect it. Because I'll tell you what, I got a text message because of Rhea Hughes in the morning show. You know what she said? She put me together with Hugh. It's the first time that me and Hugh have gone back and forth on text. He goes like this, Big Sills, Hugh Douglas. And I'm like, wow, dude. He goes, I go, thank you, man. I go, I had a great topic today. And I went like this, okay? He goes, I asked, because I watch your show, and I kind of got it from like how you describe him. You take away and you look at his skill set. And he went like this, Dan, give me a definition of a word that you would use for Jalen Hurts without using the word winner or something, I think he said. And I go, it took me a bit. And I said inconsistent. That was my word. It's inconsistent. He doesn't play the same way every week. The only thing he does every week is the only thing he does every week is that he doesn't turn the ball over. Is that a skill?
I was more looking for like positive adjectives.
Okay. Let me give you a positive then. All right.
I have a couple that I genuinely believe.
All right, go ahead.
I would say under pressure, he's poised and pretty unflappable. I think he's proven that in the long term when there's highs and there's lows. Jalen, you know where Jalen's going to be. Whether you like it or don't like it, it's not the point. He's poised and unflappable under pressure. I think that's a big thing for him. I think he's process-oriented and disciplined, and I can respect that as a man and as a competitor. I think he's very disciplined. Right, and I think he has that. I think he inherits that. I think he's situationally intelligent, red zone, late games. You used to say this. He's smart, working his way around a game. I think that's probably one of his best accolades. I would say he's risk-averse, very ball secure, ball security conscious, which has its negatives, but overwhelmingly for the Eagles has been a good thing.
Hey, you English majors, relax. We're saying one word, we're talking about like a phrase. So relax. It's okay. Go ahead, Xander.
One word. Tyler, shut the fuck up, Tyler.
Tyler,
sit your ass down. Shut up.
It's like the people on X. You spell a word wrong. You're like, fuck you. I'm not here for an English lesson. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
Stupid. What else did I write down? I wrote down a couple others. Mentally tough, which I think is kind of spoken for already. That's really it. I mean, I had a couple more, but nothing that really stands out more than that. The point is, Anthony,
isn't it wild he never mentioned anything about his skill?
Well, because Jalen Hurts doesn't win solely by way of skill. That's never been the way he's won. He doesn't come in. Joe Burrow might be a fucking stunad at the mic, but the dude's got insane arm talent. That's why he wins. That's not Jalen's style. Yeah, that's not Jalen.
Give me a word to describe Matthew Stafford. Or a phrase, insane talent.
Yeah, arm talent.
Okay, you're giving me
Josh Allen's like all of it,
okay,
lumped into one.
Now maybe we expand this topic. What's more important, poise or talent?
Well, it depends. I mean, Jalen is football is a team game. You can never analyze it. It's very hard to analyze these guys.
I think this is why people fail on evaluating quarterbacks, though.
Yeah, but it's because it's hard. I mean, you can evaluating a quarterback in a certain situation.
Tua has more
to be a completely different player on any different team.
Tua has more skill than Jalen.
Yeah, I don't know about that anymore.
Bro, he's not a better fucking thrower of the football, but he's nowhere near the quarterback that Hurts is. He's nowhere near it.
Yeah, I mean, I said poise.
Bro, you think he'll ever lead the NFL in passing yards?
No, and I don't need.
That's what I'm talking about with skill and arm talent.
Yeah, but again, that has its deficiencies too, right?
Sure. That's why I just asked you. Would you rather be poised or exceptionally skilled?
Well, tell me who my team is. Do I have the Bills or do I have the Eagles?
I mean, wait a minute. Well, when I'm drafting,
if I'm the Bills, I need to be exceptionally skilled.
If everything is even, and I'm drafting a quarterback, do I want poise? Or do I want skill?
I think you want skill.
How many skilled guys have you seen in our league?
But again, skill doesn't mean shit if you don't have a healthy level of poise. Look at Sam Darnold. It's a perfect example. Guy's got tons of skill. Top first-round pick, great arm, big arm, accurate.
Dilemma. You know Dan Marino's 8-10 in the postseason?
Most people are. What's Peyton Manning? 13 and 14?
14 and 13. You know, everyone's like this. All these guys have these great fucking, they're superstar players. You know what Aaron Rodgers is in the postseason? He's 13 and 13, dude. I mean, not everybody's 35 and 12 like Brady.
Yeah.
35 and 12. I think that was a great exercise. Hey, by the way,
what I think else about Jalen that he's proven in a long enough sample size for me? You might not like this, but I think largely he's been pretty reliable. Like he's only missed a game a year, a game or two a year. I mean, for a dual threat guy, I mean, you see quarterbacks taking Joe Burrow taking injuries. Even Josh Allen has had some injuries. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes now, first time, but a big injury. Jalen's been pretty reliable. I mean, for the most part, the sun comes up, Jalen's ready to play.
I don't think Josh Allen's missed a game in 5 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought he had a concussion that he was out for a little bit.
Mate, let me double check here. I thought he didn't miss a game in 5. He's like a fucking freak show the way he plays, man. I think he's done a better job of like protecting himself as a player, as like over the last 3 years since Joe Brady. So let me see here. How many games here? Okay, check this out. 17-17, he missed one. Get this, in the last 4 years, last 5 years, last 6 years. In 2020, he missed one game. In 2000, no, wait, that was when he still played 16. In 2020 and 19, he missed no games.
Dude, this is crazy. He played with an AC joint sprain in 2020, played through a left midfoot sprain in 21, suffered a UCL sprain in week 9 of 22, but he played through it. Nothing in 23. 24, he played most of the season with a fractured left hand, and after it was hit by an elbow ground in week 10, and he also dealt with a right shoulder stinger. Yeah, he plays through all his injuries. Wow. Well, you could put that tag on him then, too, reliable.
He's missed one game in 23. And 22, he's missed one game in the last 6 years.
It's pretty impressive.
For the way he played.
I was thinking that about Jalen, because I know people have been bitching about the way he's been running, but for the most part, he's healthy.
Okay. I like that exercise, man. I mean, because, dude, I can't believe how cool Hugh was, man. He was really cool. And I told him.
Do you think Jalen Hurts is a good leader?
I think he's an adequate leader. I think he's okay. I don't like the fact that.
Do you still think that he's a situational leader?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think see that.
I do. Because I don't hear him ever when critical situations pop up. I don't hear him ever getting out in front of anything. And
yeah, but there's I guess it's just style.
It's all AJ.
There's just styles of leadership.
Now, do you think AJ undermines Hurts' leadership?
No. Where I would give Hurts a knock in this department would be, I think different circumstances call for you to be a different version of a leader, right? Like if you're going to war, you got to be a different style of leader than if you're in it. So I think the circumstances will sometimes call for a different version, but Jalen is always the same guy. And I think there's a redeemable trait about that too. I mean, being consistent throughout everything is a valuable quality. There is moments where it looks worse than others or looks better than other times. When he's stoic on the bench in the Super Bowl, everybody loves it. When he's stoic through a 3-game losing streak, everybody hates it. But I think that steady Eddie does provide people need structure. People want, to have good roots, to have a foundation. In a way, that sturdiness, I think, or that consistency, the stability does give that.
I wonder that when you have a voice in the locker room, how much A.J. Brown has undermined the leadership of a quarterback. Because let me ask you something here. In Dallas, do you think Jerry Jones undermines the head coach's authority when he goes on radio shows and talks about the locker room and talks about the approach of the team, talks about the game planning of the team? When quite frankly, isn't that the coach's responsibility?
Yeah, but
the head coach doesn't even address the media really after a game. It's Jones that addresses the media.
Yeah, that's the hierarchy he's set up, though. That's not
what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you think that undermines a guy's autonomy and authority in a locker room? Because let me tell you this, Jimmy Johnson would never allow that with Jerry Jones. He wasn't allowed in the locker room like that.
Yeah, but
he wasn't allowed in that
scenario. For sure. I mean,
I think that undermines people.
This isn't an extreme analogy, and people aren't going to like it, but there is a line of thinking for people that own a $10 billion organization. Don't let the inmates run the asylum. Not to say they're inmates. I'm saying that, you're not going to give somebody who's making $2 million the access to a $12 billion franchise and saying, okay, do whatever you want.
So you think Jerry Jones knows more than an NFL head coach on how to run?
No, but I think Jerry wants to be in charge, and he'll take if they don't win.
See, this is why I like Bob Kraft and to Jeffrey Lurie to some extent, because those guys are not going to get jumped down in the locker room and tell a fucking coach, in my opinion. Bob Kraft doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Bob Kraft allowed, hey, you think he's getting in front of Mike Vrabel? You think Bob Kraft is getting in Mike Vrabel's face about how to fucking.
Yeah, but this is the hard part to gauge about Bob Kraft. Everybody else lives over here. Bob Kraft had a once-in-a-lifetime guy. I mean, he had the greatest quarterback of all time, which led to 6 Super Bowl wins. Now, If you believe that's Bob Kraft's doing, sure.
Well, they're number one right now.
It's a lot easier to sit on the bench when you have that.
Well, wait. They're number one right now in the AFC. Or number two in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is probably Bob Kraft's biggest success or biggest thing that will get him into the Hall of Fame could be this regime, not so much the Brady regime, in terms of him as an owner, because a second regime having success shows more success, whereas you could look at the first one and say, well, you got Tom Brady.
Wait, you forgot the fact he went to the Super Bowl with Bledsoe.
That's true. That's true. He's probably the best owner right now in the last.
Well, because I think he gets out of the way. And I mentioned this about Jeffrey Lurie this morning in Tampa. I went, hey, whatever you want to say about
but that's not all good, remember. Like, you're still people dependent. Like, when last time Jeffrey Lurie got completely out of the way, I mean, they traded away their fucking franchise. They traded away Shady McCoy. They traded away Deshaun Jackson because Chip Kelly was given the keys.
But it wasn't a losing effort. He's never had a losing coach.
No, he hasn't.
What
was Chip Kelly in his final year? Like 6 wins?
Something like that, but he left here with a winning record as a head coach.
I think he won 10 his first year. I think that's fair.
First 2 years, they were double-digit wins. Then he did that whole fucking stupid thing with the Nnamdi Asomugha and the Vince Young, and he brought all them guys in.
Oh, man.
And
brutal.
You know what? I think he did that without Howie, right? That was without Howie. He did that.
Yeah, that was no Howie. Howie wasn't involved there.
Give me a word to describe A.J. Brown.
Talented and erratic. A little erratic, but I like it.
Man, I say dominating.
Dominating and erratic works for me too.
He's a fucking dominating player, man. You could even use the word presence. He's got a presence about him in a huddle. Bro, take AJ off your offensive huddle right now. Who do you fear?
Yeah, I heard you. The only one you would potentially fear would be the offensive line, and they're not playing that good right now.
I don't fear anybody on that team after that.
You could get into the Bears. Like, the Bears situation right now, who do you fear on that offense? Nobody, except the offensive line is bullying people.
Yeah.
Dude, are you seeing the clips they're putting up of this Darnell Wright guy in Chicago?
Where he came from?
Depleting people.
Bro.
He's depleting people.
Where he came from, I mean, they got the guy from the Rams, they got the guy from Kansas City, and then this guy's playing the best.
Dude, he's been a monster. I mean, he's been an absolute monster. I don't know. What's he in year 2? Is this year 2 for him?
Yep, year 2.
He's real young, too. I think he's like 24 years old.
Yep, year 2. Year 2, man. All right, let's get to these supers before Howard Eskin comes in here, man, if we can.
Let's do it.
Guys, appreciate it. Please hit the like button.
Here's Q. What up, Q? AJ had 1,500, and over 1,000 the third year while missing games, and we'll have 1,000 again this year with Devontae. Why wouldn't you want to play receiver here?
Again, 1,000 yards is
pretty low, though, dude.
Bro, here, wait a minute, though. Why wouldn't you want to? Because from 1,500, he went down to 1,000. He's not going to have 1,000 yards this year, is he?
Well, I'll tell you why. I mean, he had 63 catches, and he had 88 catches in 22. He had 106 in 23, which was great. 67 last year. He's got 64 right now this year.
Yeah. Well, here's why you don't want to play here. Because you're not going to get you're not going to have big numbers as long as Barkley and you have the philosophy that Nick has of running the ball. You're just not going to get 18 targets here. By the way, he's not going to have 1,000 yards this year.
Jamar's had 100 receptions in 3 straight seasons. He already has 100 this year, and he missed some games.
And you know what? I think sometimes, Xander, the way I talk like a player, and I don't think the folks get it because to me, hey, you're on a good football team. Everybody wants to be on a good football team, Xander. But when it comes to paychecks, dude.
I like this word for AJ.
I only control my sandbox.
I like this word for AJ.
Competitor. He's a competitor.
Yeah.
Hey, but also that last guy who posted that, Hoss, you notice his production has gone down since you added Barkley? His production has completely gone down.
It's true.
Okay.
Here's Gabe. What's up, Gabe? Q, I hear what you're saying, by the way. I don't know. I mean, like they're not a high volume passing offense, regardless of what the numbers say. I mean,
yeah.
Here's Gabe. You can't take away the main objective of competitive sports, winning. You guys are making it seem like winning is invaluable. He's a great winner. Gabe, I don't think anybody's making it feel like winning is invaluable. You also got to remember, we're not talking about college here. We're talking about professional sports. You act like winning is the only thing. I got news for you. It's not only winning, dude. This is professional sports. It's not high school CYO, dude, where winning is all that matters. It's not.
You know what I don't think fans understand? When you sign a guy like AJ or you sign a guy like Jalen Hurts, immediately, you know what the organization's always looking? They're looking for that one moment when you start tripping up where all of a sudden they want to get a cheaper guy in there to replace you at a lesser price. Xander, get this. Isn't that in business? No matter what it is, if somebody starts slipping up, and I could get a guy cheaper for the same exact results, I'm going to go cheaper.
100%.
Okay?
100%.
Big Sil starts slipping up, and I start sounding like Harry Mays. We're going to have a fucking problem on fucking. Look at that gritty.
Here's Paul. Well, it's usually Hard Knocks is very heartfelt and inspiring, but my goodness, our team looks performative. As inauthentic as Sirianni eating Little Caesars.
Wait a second. Hey, Corporate B Pump, I got to ask you an honest question. Are you a fan of the Eagles or not?
I don't think he'll ever reveal that truth to you.
Pump, I can't tell.
I don't know if he is or not.
Pump, are you a fan or no?
Look at his profile picture. He's got A.J. Brown next to Tanner McKee.
Oh, my God.
I think we'll all learn the truth about Pumper when Jalen Hurts is gone.
Have you ever seen Pumper? Have you ever seen has he ever been on the post game?
No.
Oh, Pump.
No.
Pump, so we don't know who you are or what you are yet. You haven't been on Xander's post game yet?
I've had a lot of these guys. I've had Kimberly. I've had Underdog. I've had Flexin' and Steppin'. I've had – who else do I have here?
M. Reyes.
M. Reyes I've had many a times for M. Reyes. So more, I've had more, but I'm just looking for the names who are in here right now.
Come on, Pump. What's up?
I don't think Pump will be joining me. Here's Kimberly. What's up, Kim? Z, did I not say all these things on post game? Yes, you did, Kim. You've been on the money, Kim. Here's Celso. Bills or Patriots would be foaming at the mouth to have A.J. Brown. Also, A.J.'s haters don't realize how much this man opens up the field. He commands attention.
Dude, I think you lose a massive presence if you get rid of that guy. I think you do, man. I think you lose a massive presence. If he's
there's no doubt you do. The question is, how much of a difference does it make on the team? Because the offense is already underperforming. I mean, they don't win games because they're a good offense. Let's call a spade on that. So,
hey, by the way, guys, I appreciate everybody. Xander, on all the platforms right now, we're closing on 1,000 people coming in here.
All right, so good show. I'm looking forward to the interview with Howard, brother.
I wonder what Howard thinks about A.J. Brown. Would you trade him, according to Jeremy Fowler?
I wouldn't trade him, but I would understand if the business comes into it, why it happens. Remember, though, I'm only doing it if you're getting serious relief. I mean, you got to pay the defense. They're a defensive football team. The offense is, what are they ranked right now in offense? 25th in the league?
24th, something like that.
So
24th in offense. All right, bro.
All right,
bro. Catch you in the morning, man. Appreciate it. We'll see you on a Football Friday, too. Thanks a lot, man. All right, guys. Armando Salguero, Pro Football Hall of Fame voter, will join us at 5:30 from Outkick. You know, I wanted to get Howard Eskin's take on all the noise that has been going on here, especially with 3 games remaining. Okay, you got the Commanders. Look at the walk-in hall pass that you're going to get. Now, the Buffalo game is going to be a contested game in Orchard Park. But you got the Commanders, you're going to get Marcus Mariota here. By the way, Howard had a great segment. I watched it with Chris Sims. I implore you to go watch it. And he went off the top rope on Howard Eskin's show. So you might want to go take a look at that when he was talking about Jalen Hurts. And some of the things that Howard Eskin was talking about was really kind of like echoed by Chris Sims. So without further ado, one of the great legends in the history of Philadelphia sports talk, and he is our friend. We appreciate him being here. He is Howard Eskin. Appreciate you coming aboard. That was something else, Howard. I mean, really, Chris Sims didn't hold back, did he, when you were talking to him about the quarterback of the Eagles? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Howard.
There you go. There you go. I'm sorry. He never, good to be with you, and he never holds back. He's honest, he's straightforward. Philadelphia fans don't like him for that because he's not a kiss ass. And he'll tell you what he sees, what he understands. And, and all these geniuses that call themselves Eagles fans, not all of them, but some of them say, well, what did he ever do in the NFL? I don't care what he did in the NFL. He knows what he's talking about. How many great coaches were really good players? You don't have to.
Doug Peterson.
No. Yeah, he was a backup quarterback.
Right.
But he did I think he did quarterback the Dolphins when John Shula won his record-setting 325th game.
No, to your point.
But he's not. Yeah, I got off track there. But he's not a great. But it doesn't matter whether it's a quarterback, but you don't have to be a great player to understand and analyze the game really well. It's just, and I don't think fans, they probably understand it, but they don't want to understand it because they want it their way and no way. They have this love for players and they can't get off it. That's why they always usually go after the coaches rather than the players. But Chris Sims is always with me, been very honest because we go back, we met because his father and I became friendly, and his father always respected me and I guess liked me, but I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But Chris, his father, Phil had talked about me to him. But he's not just honest with me. He's honest with everybody. And that's the kind of thing that I enjoy with people, because you can't be afraid. Social media, all these anonymous people that come off with all these comments. And if they weren't anonymous, most of them probably wouldn't make the comments. but all these anonymous people make these comments. But Chris was great. Hey, Kurt Warner, and Kurt Warner's always honest too. He was great too. But Phil Sims is another level. I mean, one of the comments that I remember, he says, when he doesn't find his first read open, he runs, he starts to scramble, but he doesn't look downfield while he does it. That's telling for a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes was, and we're talking about until he got hurt, and this year is not his best year.
Downfield.
Yeah, but the really great quarterbacks can look downfield while they have to move out of the pocket. And Jalen Hurts, and he pointed out, and he watches all the tape. You don't have to be a rocket scientist when you watch the tapes. He sees that he doesn't look downfield after he doesn't have his first read to throw to. So,
what was your biggest takeaway with that interview with Chris? What did you think that was the biggest? What was your biggest takeaway with that?
Well, my biggest takeaway is his honesty. But what was my biggest takeaway?
About Hurts. Hurts.
Yeah, well, he was honest about Hurts. He just, you know what? I'm trying to. That was the one that I just mentioned was my biggest takeaway.
No, I hear
so
you.
Because the criticism of Jalen Hurts was he doesn't find the other receivers that are open, and he pointed out, just like other people point out.
Aikman pointed it out too when they were talking in the Monday night game.
Yeah, when he has other receivers open, but he doesn't see them. And that's been pointed out by other people. But it was a combination of things that he doesn't do. He's not in, the people in Philadelphia want to put him in the elite class. He's not elite. He's probably good, but he's not great. So he's not terrible. But that's all the Eagles have right now. So they got to kind of build him up and hope he gets better. And, he wasn't taking snaps under center. Finally, I guess with a lot of conversation, they had asked him to do that for a few years. Kellen Moore wanted him to do it last year, but he wasn't comfortable with it, so they didn't do it. He's not, and play action is obviously better when you take snaps under center. So, but there's a lot of things that he's doing more of, but probably not enough of. He just not, and I was told this, last year, he's not comfortable taking snaps under center because he doesn't feel like he can see the field as well. And I never thought about his height. I never think about the height of quarterbacks because you have shorter guys that, not many, but Drew Brees, Bo Nix is not a tall guy. So, and he's getting better. It seems like he's getting better every game, but Jalen was just not comfortable, maybe because of his height. Can't see the field as well. But whatever the case may be, he felt more comfortable.
I'm never drafting, Howard, a quarterback under 6'1". That's not happening because name me the quarterbacks that have been successful under 6'1". You mentioned it, Breeze, Russell Wilson. Okay, if you want to throw Hurts in the conversation, and then who?
Well, the quarterback, if that's the case, how big is the quarterback at Indiana? He's not a tall guy, is he?
Who? The guy in Indiana?
The guy.
Fernando. He's 6'4". He's 6'4".
Oh, okay. It's the guy at Vanderbilt. It's not very tall.
Yeah, he's not tall. I'm not drafting that.
No.
Because I'm playing the percentages. I'm playing the percentages that in the NFL, the majority of the really, really good players have been over 6'2" or higher, like Montana or those guys. Joe is about 6'2.5".
How big is Bryce Young, who's starting to get better too? How big is he?
He's a short guy. I think he's a little bit under the 6'2" mark too.
Yeah, right. But he's gotten better. He's gotten better.
He's getting a little bit better. What was your takeaway from the Raider game? Did you take anything away from the Raider game?
Well, I'm trying to figure out. There's a lot of good high school teams in Philadelphia, and I'm trying to figure out which one that they could beat.
Good. Belma, Carter.
There's also a lot of the suburban schools have good high school programs, and I'm not sure the Raiders could have beaten them. So that was my takeaway. And people know, it's still in the NFL. I don't care whether they suck.
I took nothing away either.
It's how can you take anything away? And here's why. I've talked about quarterback rating with multiple people, with Dick Vermeil, with Kurt Warner, and with Chris Sims. And I said, what is quarterback rating? What does that mean? And none of them really had a good answer. It's just a gauge. And then Jalen Hurts, and this is how ridiculous quarterback rating is. And it's not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts. He didn't have to throw the ball. He had 15 passes in the Raider game, and his quarterback rating was over 154. 15 passes. Can you imagine guys like Joe Montana? The great ones. And I know you've mentioned Dan Marino throwing 15 passes in a game. Did Dan Marino ever throw as little as 15 passes in a football game?
Drive.
Yeah, maybe in a drive. But so it's just like, and people get his quarterback rating. I don't care about his quarterback rating. That is so ridiculous. Stats can be so
misleading.
Yeah, misleading is an understatement. So, hey, listen, he's a good quarterback. That's what he is. Without a running game, he's right on the edge of a good quarterback. But with a running game, he becomes better than a good quarterback because he doesn't have to do as much. That's why when you look at his turnovers are down, he doesn't have to throw the ball that much in the last couple of years. His turnovers are down because I know the coaches don't really want him to throw more than 21 to 23 passes is, the plan that they go in with. And with that, it's about turnovers. We can see in the NFL, if you don't win the turnover battle, you're not going to win a lot of games. It's just, that's why the Bears are so good. That's why the Eagles last year were good. And that's in every one of their wins, except maybe one, I think they won the turnover battle. And then when you win it by +2, then you're really something. But to keep his passes down, you risk less of a chance of turnovers. And, that's by design by the football team. So, all this, well, they don't have an imaginative offense. That's basically because they don't put that many plays in the offense, because the Eagles just don't want to do things that he's not comfortable with. And he's not comfortable with everything. But, you don't find many quarterbacks that are comfortable with everything, but the really great quarterbacks are comfortable with most everything.
Let me go here, Howard. Since October 5th, in the first month of the season, I always called it Liars Month to September because of the lack of preseason ball.
Yep.
Since that time, the Philadelphia Eagles have beaten 2 winning football teams. They've beaten Green Bay and they've beaten Detroit. The rest of the teams have all been teams not in the playoffs, and they all been teams that are not. And what I'm saying is, how do you know who they are right now? I mean, the Raider game doesn't tell us anything right now. I mean, you hear a lot of people in Philadelphia because what you get like all the Jalenites coming out. Look at what he did in the Raider game, and you're like, well, that's not really a barometer when you got a team that didn't want to get off the bus. So I mean, how can you tell them? How do we know if this team's going to go on a run or not?
Well, the last 3 games, Buffalo's is it going to be a tough game?
Yeah,
and the reason is it's in Buffalo. That's one of the reasons. And Buffalo's a good team. I don't know if they're a Super Bowl team, but they're a good team. And Washington, Mariota's done a nice job, but if they lose to Washington, even though it's in Washington, that's an insult.
They are 5th in rushing.
Who, Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just, if they lose to Washington, that's an embarrassment. They're a 7-point favorite right now. And then they're going to win the last game because Washington, there's another team that won't want to get off the bus. The game's in Philadelphia. So it's Washington, Buffalo, Washington. So they should win 2 out of 3. And they're going to win the division. They were, at this point, not going to be the number 1 seed. So they're going to have at least 1 home game. They're not going to have a bye. But I what am I looking for? They're not playing any. Buffalo's the only. I'll look for something when they play Buffalo, and see how they play in what's going to be a tight, difficult game. They're not the same team as they were last year, and it's hard coming off a Super Bowl. It's hard coming off a Super Bowl and being as good. You just can't be as good. Kansas City, I mean, that, to their credit, what they win? They won 3 Super Bowls under Andy Reid, 2 in a row.
They went to 3 in a row too.
They went to 3 and then they lost. They lost the last one. That's very, very difficult. But they're done. They're done. Patrick Mahomes has no protection. It's shame that he got hurt. He probably won't start. I guess it will be difficult for him to start at the beginning of next season. Travis Kelce is grabbing the money again.
Has to retire.
Yeah, no, he's not going to. Apparently, he said he's not going to retire.
He's coming back, really?
I think somebody put out there, whether it's right or wrong. I just think he likes the attention as a football player. He obviously has attention in his personal life, but I think he likes that attention every week. And he's a good guy. I mean, I know him well, and he's a good guy. But I think he likes that attention every week, and I think he'll come back for 1 more year, even though he doesn't have a contract. He'll get something and play because they have too many holes. He's still better than any tight end that they could get. So, but again, Kansas City's done. You look at all these teams that have been to Super Bowls and they run through a cycle and then it starts to fall apart. I don't know what the Eagles can do to kind of save that. Remember Lane Johnson, who he's not going to play this week, but I don't think he may play against Buffalo, but if it's cold up there and he had a foot injury, do you want to allow him to play in the cold? It doesn't make any sense.
No, I'd wait. I'd wait for the postseason for him.
Yeah.
And I might even wait for the postseason for Jaylen Carter.
I think Jaylen Carter wants to wait for the postseason. I don't think it's the Eagles.
No,
I don't think it's totally the Eagles.
His agent is telling him, Drew Rosenhaus.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say that's true. Yeah, just because he doesn't have a contract yet.
Not yet. He's waiting until March. Let me ask you this next one here. So Jeremy
and I like Drew. Drew and I, and you know him well, obviously being from the University of Miami. Drew and I at one point didn't see eye to eye, but now we get along fine. And I like Drew now. But I think he's keeping him out. Yeah.
He is. I mean, Robert Bailey works in that office.
Yeah, and I know Bailey from Miami too.
Yeah. He worked.
Good guy.
Robert Bailey, great guy, works with Rosenhaus. And let me tell you, that guy used to come around the facility all the time, and Jimmy Johnson used to shag his ass out of there all the time. Get that guy. You know who the guy that led him in really becoming an agent was? Dennis Erickson. Dennis Erickson was the guy that let him in. All of a sudden, Willis McGahee, you had Ray Lewis, you had Ed Reed, and you had Sean Taylor, you had all those guys. And then they started spreading the word because they went to all the Pro Bowls. And before you know it, Rosenhaus was climbing up the ladder like Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Jimmy's a great guy and a terrific agent.
And I think he's the most powerful guy in football right now is Jimmy Sexton. So.
You know who I got to know him well when he represented Reggie White.
Yeah,
he represented Reggie White when he was with the Eagles.
Sexton cut that Green Bay deal.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, because he was working for Reggie White when he was with Philadelphia.
Huh. Okay, that's because that was an historic deal that he worked for them getting out of. Hey, did Norman Brayman and Norman? Listen, I know him. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's got the biggest car dealership in the state of Florida, right?
Biggest Cadillac car dealership in the country.
Oh, okay.
Is it true that he said that he thought Reggie White's best years were behind him?
I don't know if he said that, but it was common knowledge that he wanted to just spend enough to be competitive because at that time, Super Bowls cost teams money because you didn't make the money. They don't make the money that they do now.
Right.
So he was fine to let him go. I don't think he made any effort to keep him, but I don't know if he said his best years are behind him, but he just wanted a good enough team to be competitive, and it didn't matter whether they won the Super Bowl. But he was the reason that obviously Reggie White didn't stay here. I'm sure he would have stayed. Reggie's what a great guy. I still stay in touch with his wife, Sarah, who's a wonderful person as well. Reggie was the best, not just as a player, but as a human being. He was great. But Norman Brayman was the reason that he left. Do
you think if Jerome had lived, Reggie would have left?
If who had lived?
If Jerome Brown had lived, do you think Reggie would have left?
You know what? That's hard to say because Norman Brayman wasn't going to pay him. So
I always wondered because, when Jerome passed, that was really like a piece of Reggie that
it sure was. And it was a piece of everybody. What a great guy and a terrific player. And it's sad the way that happened. Obviously another player that I got to know well and terrific guy, but Norman Brayman just wasn't going to pay him. It was that simple. I mean, he's great in business. Norman and he kind of turned on me a little bit. He loved me. I knew I was best friends with a nephew of his here in Philadelphia. And that's how we got to know each other. And then I started to understand what he was doing with the team and saving money. And he didn't pay Philadelphia wage tax. And I found that out and reported it because he kept he said his office was in Norristown, Pennsylvania, where the trucking company, where he bought it from Leonard Toast, the trucking company, where their office is. I went out there one time. It was a bunch of cabinets pushed together. And I knew he didn't pay. It was a lot of money. And I reported that. And after that, he was totally against me.
Real quick, I'll get on to this other stuff here, but hey, real quick, I'll tell you this. When Buddy came down in 1986, he took me and Jerome aside and he started coaching us. That was the first year he got the job. And Norman Brayman brought him over. And Jimmy and him were really good friends then. And we knew right then and there that Jerome was going to be an Eagle somehow. I don't know how it was going to happen, but we knew because Brayman loved Jerome. We would go over there. Norman Brayman, I could say it now. He would always give me and him cars to be able to drive around Miami. So, and Jerome was a
You mean, wait a minute, you broke the rules?
Now, you know what nil means now? Now it's legal. Okay, that's what nil means now.
Hey, listen, you know how many guys broke the rules, but now it's there's coaches I know. Oh yeah, it just you saw people with Allen Iverson had a Mercedes at Georgetown. I mean, come on.
Everyone used to see me driving around this red Corvette in Miami. They go, Jimmy, finally, get this. I told everyone in here, I pull up to a stoplight. I see this guy's hair going all over. Pulled it like this. I look over and I go, holy shit, it's Jimmy. I pull the car over. He goes, where'd you get this thing? And of course, me being a dumbass, I go like this, Howard. I found it. He goes, you found it. I go, he goes, if I see that car again, you're off the team. Oh my God, man. I got in so much heat for that thing.
Yeah. A lot of coaches they didn't care about the rules back then as long as they had, the players.
Listen here, man, this guy right here, one of my dear friends here, Barry Switzer.
Oh my gosh. At Oklahoma, I mean, everybody probably got paid at Oklahoma when it wasn't legal.
He said it on my show. He goes, listen, I paid them all. You know what? I didn't care, and I'll do it again.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he was. All right, let me ask you about AJ. There's a Jeremy Fowler report out there that he's talked to other general managers, and he's got it on pretty good authority that AJ Brown could potentially be moved this coming off season here, and that AJ is open to being moved and wanting to go to a high-profile offense and a more volume offense. Do you think AJ Brown will be on this football team in 2026?
Hard to say, but when Jeremy Fowler reports potentially means everything. And then I think you said you talked to somebody.
I did. I talked to Dan Morgan.
Jason Light.
I talked to Dan Morgan, Jason Light, and my friend Alonzo.
Jason Light's a great guy too.
I talked to Alonzo Highsmith, who's the senior assistant to Elliott Wolf in New England. And last year, Howard, prior to the trading deadline, I asked and I sent a text message to I may have sent it to you, and I sent it to Angelo that at the beginning of the year, if you remember right, I sent you the text that the New England Patriots were kicking the can around and trying to get the Eagles to move A.J. Brown to New England at the beginning of the year.
Well, A.J. Brown's important to the football team. However, there's a couple of layers to what you just asked me. Potentially, yes, because he's obviously, building a legacy is important. He's already got the money, although for players, it's never enough money. But he's already got the money. He wants a legacy. In this offense, he's not going to catch a high volume of passes over the season. Might have a game here, a game there when they have to do those things. But as long as Saquon Barkley's on this team, they're going to try to be a running football team. And actually, when you look at the running backs the Eagles have had, most of those guys, other than Miles Sanders, have done well with other teams.
By the way, they were Pro Bowlers here because of that O-line.
Yeah, so it was the offensive line, and Saquon Barkley obviously is still a great player, but not the same as he was last year. However, he's not going to catch, back to the A.J. Brown thing, he's not going to catch the number of passes that he wants to catch. Would he welcome moving to another team? 100%. He would welcome it. Would he push for that? He probably will, or his agent will in the off season. Will push for that.
It's GAA, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Which is big time.
Which is Texans, guys.
Yeah. Right. Big time. I would say if I had to give a percentage of AJ Brown not being with the Eagles next year, I would say it would be 70% not being with the Eagles. But it's not. That's not. I don't know that that's a big deal.
The rest of the year can determine that on what happens here. You still think that the next 3 games, the offseason, the postseason here, could still kind of change the narrative on that?
I don't know that it'll change the narrative.
Okay.
What's going to change? There's never going to be, as long as Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback, as long as they're going to run this kind of offense with Jalen Hurts, there's never going to be a high volume of passes for the wide receivers. Now, Devontae Smith, what a terrific guy, and I think a great receiver. He doesn't care. All he cares about is winning. He just goes with the flow, understands, and is happy to just do all the right things. And whether he gets one pass, two passes, or eight passes, 8 receptions in a game, it doesn't matter. He's going to be good. But AJ's not going to be that guy. He's not going to go through a year next year when it was after, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, after the Chicago game, when somebody said, when they lost the Chicago game here in Philadelphia, were receivers open? And he does not create a problem anymore. He said yes, and just left it at that. In which, one word was enough to understand what was going on. So I think there's a good chance that he's not going to want to be here. The Eagles got to make sure that they get another wide receiver. It's still important to have two. I mean, they've had success with 2 really good wide receivers. So,
do you think you can get a first rounder for him?
No. I mean, he's 30 years old, 31 years old.
He's 28. He'll be 29 in June of.
Okay.
Coming up June, he'll be 29.
Okay.
Going in.
So you're going to get a first rounder. Teams look at when you give up a first rounder, that first rounder is going to be with you a solid, if he's a good player, if he's a good first rounder, solid 4 years, right? And then you have the chance to renew the contract, because the second rounders, they can become free agents. But the way I understand it, the rules may change every year, but no, you're not going to get a first rounder. I would be, if I were the Eagles and I got a 3rd round pick for AJ Brown, I would be happy. That's a really good pick.
Yeah.
That's a really good draft pick to get a 3rd round pick. And I think that's the best. I would be surprised if they get better than a 3rd round pick. There might be some juggling and, switch 2nd round picks or all that nonsense that kind of muddy up what the trade was. But I'd be surprised when you really break it down that they get more than a 3rd round pick because of his age. If he was 25, it might be different. Yeah. But, he's going to hit 30 in the
Tyreek Hill, when Hill went to Miami, you're probably going to get multiple, maybe a 1, 2, 3, something.
Yeah, and he's only got a year left of a guarantee.
Yeah,
is that what it is? When can he actually become a free agent?
I think it's 2 years. I thought it was 2 years.
Okay, so but 2 years, you're going to give up a 1st round pick for maybe 2 years
and $32 million.
No, and a wide receiver does not win you a Super Bowl. He's correct. A complement to a winning team. So you look at players that win, that are winners. I mean, defensive line, offensive line, corners. Obviously quarterback, corners. Outside in is the way teams build the line, and then outside in. No, 3rd round. If they get a 3rd round pick, that would be a good deal.
I want to ask you this on Hurts in this offseason coming up, because there's going to be some decisions that are going to be made on the football team. And I would say this to you too, especially when you got Jaylen Carter coming up. In 2026, a lot of the escalators in the initial base salary for Hurts kicks in. And it will be $51 million starting in 2026. Let me ask you, if you're the Eagles right now, do you think that they will extend him to try to relieve some of that cap? Or do you think they play this out? Do you think they want to extend and create more years for Hurts? Or do you think they stand pat this offseason and try to figure another way out? Because if they can't manipulate Hurts' contract, Howard, where are you getting the money to pay Jaylen Carter? Where are you going to get that money to go out there and try to play Jalen Phillips? And maybe you want to go out and try to get a free agent. Maybe that means AJ again, because this all is going to come down to what they do with Hurts, in my opinion.
Well, but here's the breakdown. How many years do you want to keep Hurts?
That's what I'm asking you.
No, I think they'll first of all, they look for a quarterback in the draft every year. They always look and see if they can find somebody. How aggressive they're going to be, I'm not sure, but they're always looking. Seems like I think in most of the last 5 years they've drafted a quarterback. There may be one of the years they didn't. And if the guy works out, fine. So will they extend him? You're pushing the money down the road, but that means you're going to want to keep him because you don't want all that dead money.
That's right.
If you trade him. So I don't know that makes sense. I think you swallow up the 51 million next year, and then you figure out what you can do. But why would you give? I'm asking. I'm going to ask you the question. Why would you give Jalen Hurts an extension to his contract?
I wouldn't.
I mean, okay. I mean, they are smarter than we are. Most of the time, they are smarter than we are, and I just can't see. It doesn't make any sense to extend him. What can Jalen Hurts do if they don't extend him? What can he do?
Nothing.
Going to shut it down?
No.
He's
and
go out and
they
play.
Negotiated that no trade in for a reason, Nicole Lynn, for them to have a relationship. So to me, again, at the end of the day here, I mean, they're tied to this guy for the next couple of years here, and this is what you're gonna play with now. Now, I'll ask you this about Tanner.
You know what? I always think when no trade is negotiated into a contract, it's a way to get more money out of the team.
It is
when you trade him.
More upfront money. Yes, it is absolutely
more money when you trade him. You find some way to give more money.
That's right on a restructure. So, and that's why they put that in. So this coming off season, you got to make a decision on Tanner McKee. Are you going to sign him or are you going to let him roll into the 26 season and he's a free agent at the end of 26?
He's a free agent at the end of this year?
26.
No, I what can he do? I don't do anything because you still have until the middle of the season to do something. I think they will because why would Tanner McKee sign?
I wouldn't.
No, he's not going to sign an extension unless you give him, let's say, $15 to $20 million, and they're not going to do that for what will again be a backup quarterback. So I don't know what. I'd love to see him keep him because they have a quarterback on their team that has a chance. I think he'll be a starter in 3 years. Maybe not with the Eagles, but I think he'll be a starter in 3 years in the NFL. I think he could be a good, solid starter and get better. Smart guy, strong arm, has the ability to good vision of the field, the ability to process.
I think he's got Sam Darnold. I think he's got Sam Darnold ability.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to give him up, but I don't give him an extension because they're not going to pay him. And if they do pay him what technically a decent starting quarterback gets, then that's the message to Jalen Hurts that you're not going to be here after next year.
That's why I'm wondering because, again, at the beginning of the year, Howard, the New Orleans Saints offered a third for him, and Howie said no. That's a pretty premium pick. For a guy who was a 6th-round draft choice for the Eagles to go no?
What does that tell you with New Orleans offering that pick with the guy that's their head coach who was here
Kellen
and
Moore,
saw
here
and saw him? Yep.
And so was Nussmeier. They know that.
Nussmeier too. That's exactly right.
They know they have a guy on that bench that can play in this league. And
two very sharp coaches.
And Mickey Loomis made the call to Howie and said, listen, I'll give you a 3 for the guy. And they thought about it and they said no. They said they're going to stand pat on it. And they're constantly fielding offers. Last couple questions here for you. All right, Howard, do you believe that this football team will make a run?
What is there a track meet coming up? Is there Penn relays coming up or something like that?
By the way, one of my favorite events. One of my favorite events I ever participated in was the Penn relays, man. I love it. All right.
When you say a run, I don't know if you're talking about track and field or football.
How far does this team go in the playoffs?
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to be honest about it. I don't think they get past the second round.
Okay.
Well, the second round might be on the road too.
That's divisional.
Yeah, that's divisional. You got the wild card divisional. Second round might be on the road.
They would have to play Chicago.
Okay. So with that being the case, really, when you look at them, Magic, usually when you look at a big portion of the season and you look at the season, you say, do teams surprise you all of a sudden when they're not a wild card team, when teams win, when they had, the record's going to say they had a good season, but are they in maybe the second worst division in
Next to the
football?
NFC South? Absolutely. The NFC South is the worst. The NFC East is the second worst. I think the North is pretty decent. The West is great this year. I mean, even the Cardinals are pretty decent. Even with that bad record, that's a pretty good division out there in the NFC.
There's only one team that they're going to split with, and usually, actually two teams. You had the Giants and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you would think beginning of the season that you were going to split with Washington. You were just going to, it wasn't going to be as easy as it appears to be. So I just don't know if all of a sudden when the playoffs roll around, because I don't know, Buffalo's the only game you're going to be able to tell where this team's at. I don't know if you can all of a sudden just turn it around. But second round is, depending on who they play, and Chicago, not impossible, but I will say this: I just don't think they're a Super Bowl team. Yeah, I don't think I'm out of line saying that. Even Eagles fans don't want to believe it, but I don't think I'm out of line saying that they're not a Super Bowl team.
Absolutely. Last question for you: of all the teams that are playing tonight, the two teams, Seattle and the Rams, who do you think would be the biggest obstacle for the Eagles in the postseason? Boys, going to Seattle, as you know, Howard, that is a brutal place to go and play. And then you got this Rams team that's playing exceptional football. And Eagle fans, what they like to tell me, well, we beat them earlier. I'm like, you remember in 23 what happened? You beat the hell out of the Bucs.
Did you remember how they beat them
in the postseason?
You remember how they beat them? I mean, they marched down the field to kick a 25-yard field goal.
Rams owned them.
And it was a block. It was, that doesn't happen. It's just they had a big lead, which they blew. The Rams don't lose to the Eagles twice this season. The Rams are the best team. Now, if they lose tonight, that puts Seattle. But Seattle's last game is against San Francisco. I don't know where that game. I think it might be is it at San Francisco? I don't even know. Yeah. That's a tough game for them. And I don't know who wins the tiebreaker if they both have the same record.
I know the Rams. I know the Rams beat them earlier, if you remember, right? 21-19.
Yeah, so they would split. Yeah, the Rams beat them earlier.
Okay, and then it would go into the divisional round in what it would be. And Seattle finishes up the season with San Francisco, and it's in Santa Clara, so it's in San Francisco.
Okay, I'm not sure that Seattle's going to win that game if it comes down to winning the division, because San Francisco may be playing for something too, which I don't think San Francisco is a division.
No, I think they're a product of the easy and the fourth easiest schedule in the NFL. That's what they've lost Fred Warner, they lost Nick Bosa, so I don't really see them. And plus, Purdy's just coming back now.
Even if the Rams have to play in Philadelphia, the Rams are the better team. I mean, the Rams are the better team. And they played, as you were saying, 23, they played them really well here. They didn't win, but they should have won the game here in Philadelphia this year. The Rams are I think they're the best team in the NFL.
Yeah,
although you can't dispute what Denver's doing. My gosh, they're playing great.
And they've beaten Philly.
But, you have a young quarterback if they make the Super Bowl against Matthew Stafford, and that counts. I think that counts for a lot. But I don't think the Eagles, I don't know if they would beat Seattle in Seattle, which is a tough place to play because you got to wonder how Sam Darnold's going to play in the playoffs. But he's done a hell of a job this year, but you wonder how he's going to do in the playoffs. And that would be a tough game for the Eagles. But I don't care where they would play the Rams. I just think the Rams are the better team. And I don't care where they would play. I just think the Rams are the team that would win that game, regardless of where they play them. So,
I'll tell you what, and I have to say this to you, Howard, that Sean Payton has proved a lot to me. I thought he was overrated, but look what he did. I mean, you always show me what you're going to do without Drew Brees. The same thing with Belichick. show me what you're going to do without Brady. This guy goes up to Denver, gets Bo Nix, and all of a sudden now they're sitting as the number 1 seed. They win 10 straight ball games. This guy's a hell of a coach.
Sean Payton is John Gruden with quarterbacks, Andy Reid more than anybody with quarterbacks. Andy Reid, John Gruden has done a really great job with quarterbacks, and Sean Payton has done a great job developing quarterbacks. I don't know that you had to develop Drew Brees, but still.
Remember, he had Romo too at the beginning when he was there in Dallas as the OC before he went to New Orleans.
Yep, he's an excellent coach, a really good coach at developing quarterbacks, and he's done a great job. I can't say enough about Sean Payton as a head coach. So, Denver finds ways to win, but finding ways to win is important. You win, you win. But who else in the AFC do you think could really challenge them?
I don't buy the Patriots. I mean,
nope, I don't either. And Buffalo has their challenges on defense.
But listen to this on the AFC side. You may not have Lamar. You're not going to have Mahomes. You're not going to have Burrow. Hey, Howard, if Josh Allen doesn't get to the Super Bowl this year, he may never, ever get there because it's wide open for him. You got a young Drake May. You got a young Bo Nix. You've got a young C.J. Stroud. You got it all lined up for you. And I know that team's not super, and he's good. But, bro, you've got to get there, man, because you
got
may
the
never
best quarterback. Buffalo's got the best quarterback.
There's no Mahomes either.
Yeah,
right?
and Buffalo's got the best quarterback in football.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just so it would be interesting. It's if anything holds them down, it's not their offense. It's probably going to be their defense if it holds them down.
Tell the folks what you got. And by the way, folks, I implore you to go watch that Chris Sims visit that he had with him, and Howard was great with that. The Kurt Warner one was great as well. Tell the folks what's coming up next.
Okay, well, Saturday I always invite the people to chime in.
It's game day that day,
What's that?
It's game day too on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. It's game day. It's just, and we, there's some conversation about the Phillies. I don't think the Phillies did enough, but that's outside of the football. But we talk about everything. But the next 2 weeks is our Christmas and New Year's Eve. Now, I'm saying, getting a guest or whatever is tough. So I did the best of different shows.
Oh, cool.
On Christmas Eve. And the former mob boss of Philadelphia is one of the shows I use for next Wednesday, Joey Merlino.
Hung out with AJ?
Hung out with who?
He hung out with AJ. There's a picture of AJ with a mob boss that was down in South Florida down there.
Oh, okay. He's got a home in Boca.
Yeah.
So
there's a
Joey,
picture of AJ hanging out with him down, and I'm like,
okay.
And I'm going like, AJ knows that
former
guy.
my boss. He probably did a total of 20 years in jail.
Howard. Me being Italian, let me hook you up on something. Okay, you're no former mob boss. What do you think this is, a social services job? There's no such thing. Like, you're not working for like Social Security. This. You're never a former mob boss.
Well, he talks the segment that I cut out. I asked him about all the crimes he was charged of. Some he was put away for jail, some he wasn't. But he talks about the rats because people in the mob, mafia, organized crime, whatever you Italians want to call it. It's just he talks about he hates the rats. The rats. So we talk about that, how he was framed.
I'm going to clearly watch that, man.
But I got a couple others. He's in that one. I
met a couple of kids from the Scarfo family years ago.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But I've had some
Atlantic City. I met them.
Wow. But I've had some really good guests. So I forget what are on the next 2 weeks. It's like three segments of the best of,
right?
The best of on Christmas Eve to celebrate the holidays. And it's just sip your eggnog. That's New Year's Eve, I guess. You sip your eggnog in front of the fire.
That's Christmas. They drink the eggnog on
Christmas? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's sitting in front of the,
You drink the Anisette if you're a Paisan. You do that on New Year's.
Okay. Well, do you have the 7 fishes? Do you have the 7?
I do. Oh, yes. Always.
You do? Do you like all of them? Do you like all of them?
Yeah.
So, some Italians, what is the one that they don't really like?
Bacala.
Bacala, yeah.
Bacala.
Yeah, and Bobby Bacala is going to be on one of the best stuff. That's Steve Schrippa.
Yeah. The bacala, for me, it was always a little too salty. So I was like,
I'll tell you the one thing I noticed about I don't want to say Italians. I don't want to identify just a group just to identify a group. But when I went down to visit Joey, I didn't visit him. I was down in the Boca Raton area. And so I hung out with him a couple of days. And when he walked into a restaurant, it's like, mob bosses are like not just celebrities. They're big time celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
He just, he's got his run at the Boca Beach Club and he's got the restaurants and it was unbelievable just to see how people reacted to him. And he'd been good to me. I had him on the air one time on WIP. Well, wait a minute. Did I ever tell you the story of what happened?
No, I didn't know Joey Merlino.
Okay. Here is, a nitwit that I worked at the station, put out a story about Joey getting tips on games from Eric Lindros. So I wanted to check it out. And any good gambler doesn't bet on hockey. Hockey is the worst sport to bet on. It's awful. So anyway, I said, knowing me, I gotta get to the bottom of this. We kind of saw each other, but never really met him. So I went to his coffee shop in South Philadelphia, the Italian area of Philadelphia, as you know. I went to the coffee shop and I said, there's 2 black cars out in front. It was the feds. They keep an eye on them 24 hours a day. So I went in and I said, hey, as it happens, I was on the front cover of the Daily News for whatever reason about a feature story. But I went in and I said, is Joey here? Cuz, who should I say is asking for him? I said, Howard Eskin. He said, so I see one guy peel to the back, and I'm talking to this guy, and the other guy comes back out, and he says, Joey will be here in 10 minutes. I said, okay. So the guy says to me, he says, can I get you anything? He says, can I get a cappuccino? It's a coffee shop now.
Yeah.
I
know.
Okay, the cappuccino. He says, the cappuccino machine doesn't work. You got a coffee shop and the cappuccino machine doesn't work? What are you talking about? So he comes rolling in with like 10 guys, and I'm saying, oh my God, is somebody going to start shooting? I like, what's going on here? What did I get myself into? So I talked to him and asked him about all that stuff. And at the time, he was the mob boss. Can you come on the air with me tonight? And he said, yeah, why not?
Skinny Joey.
Yeah. And he came when I had the mob boss on the air with me that night. And the guys, it was on the phone, and one of the black cars was out in the parking lot at WIP. And I says, hey, I'm telling you, you can stay here. I don't care. But Joey's not coming here. He's on the phone. So they just wanted to make sure that they had all their bases covered. So, so I stayed in touch with Joey, over the years.
Skinny Joey's cheesesteaks?
Oh yeah. Big time. Yeah, he's opening up another one outside Philadelphia.
Way. Is he really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's Delaware County, but it's just whatever. It's a steak shop because
really
it's
great on, by the way, down in South Philly. He's really great at, like, during Thanksgiving, he'll give a crap load of food away.
Oh, no, he gave away the turkeys, and then at Christmas, he's going to give away the bikes and the toys.
The bikes and all that. He does that all the time.
Not his money, but it doesn't matter.
4th of July, he does the fireworks.
He's been good to me. I'll say that. He's been good to me. But to have him on, and I'm going to have him on again. I don't know if he'll be that open. When he said, whenever I asked him about something, he says, alleged. It was alleged.
Oh my God, Howard. Dude, you know what? I told people this, man. I've been everywhere to the Ravenite. For me personally, because you've been in this business like me, I've been to the Ravenite where Gotti was down there in Howard Beach, and I've been to the White House. And I'm sure you have been kind of that kind of stuff too, where You've been at one of these places, and then you're hanging out at the Merlino.
I've been to the White House when it wasn't torn down. I was in the Rose Garden, which doesn't exist anymore either.
Oh, yeah.
When the Sixers won the championship, I have a picture with Julius Erving in the Rose Garden.
Was it Carter then?
What's that?
Was it Carter?
I'll be darned, because I was so excited about being it.
It was Reagan.
I guess it was 83.
83 was Reagan.
Okay. So
yeah,
it
was Reagan.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool to be. And then I visited, I remember, I was going in to do an interview one time when I was working at a station in Washington. Robert Finch, who was the Secretary of the Treasury, I think that's what it was. Yeah. So I went to do I was the engineer. I was the technical guy at the time, early in my career. So I went into the White House. This is how things have changed. Went in the White House. I got the pass, and I'm supposed to go up, and I'm going to record an interview with somebody it was a classical music station. I was going to record an interview. And then I'm leaving, and it's the office was on the second floor. And I think Nixon was the president at the time. Okay. So it's right down the hall from his office, not the Oval Office. So I'm leaving, and I don't know how to get out. So I just walk out the side door, and I still have my pass. I walk to the front gate and says, "You guys want this pass back?" I just walk around the White House. But hey, listen, I'm always for law and order. All right.
This guy is hanging out at Boca Raton down there at Merlino's restaurant. He's also at the Cheesesteak Factory. He goes, I don't know, Skinny Joey. Holy cow, I learned a lot about you today, Howard.
Well, Jewish people are kind of like Jews and Italians are kind of the same.
Guys, we're related. I don't know what it is. Howard, thank you, my friend. We will catch you, and we will take a look at those great shows that you're going to be putting
up. The best of it. Just there's a lot of them, and I figured on Christmas Eve, just if people listen, they'll listen another time. Whatever. It's a tough night to do a show on Christmas Eve, and especially New Year's Eve. But I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah for those people celebrating Hanukkah. And if I don't talk to you on this show, and I will on my show, Happy New Year and a prosperous New Year. And for all the people allegedly in the mob, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Absolutely, my friend. And mazel tov to you, my friend. See you later. You got it. Howard Eskin, man, I appreciate him very much. All right, let me pay some bills here, guys. We're going to get Armando Salguero on also, our Hall of Fame voter. Do me a favor. Please check out my great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason, with over $26 billion recovered. Do me a favor. Please check out our friends. Listen, folks, if you're ever injured on the job, it has been, without a doubt, a crusade for Morgan & Morgan to make sure they protect families like yours. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sills sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face. Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
All the platforms are killing it today. We're over 1,100 people watching the program right now. We appreciate all of you guys over on the JAKIB X, Big Sills X, also our YouTube channel, Facebook, all of that. We appreciate all of you. 1,100 folks watching the program right now. So please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you can. Also, all you got to do is click that subscribe. Xander told me like a year ago, a lot of you guys watch the program, but you don't subscribe. Please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. By the way, we're going to talk with Armando Salguero, who's a Hall of Fame voter, works with Outkick, and he is a fabulous, fabulous guy. And I've known him since we went to school at the University of Miami together. Okay, so he was a little bit after me. He was a little bit younger than me, or before me, I should say. He's younger. When I left, then he got the job with the Miami Herald, and he's been a Hall of Fame voter ever since. So we will have him on with us here too. So we appreciate all of you guys here. So you heard Howard. They're not extending Jalen Hurts. That's not happening. It's just not happening. And A.J. Brown, 75%. He believes he will not be on this football team. I'm in agreement with him. Sills, where's the long-awaited top 10 emergency quarterback list so we could get Hurts on the board for the one? Yeah, I get it, man. The all-time emergency list quarterbacks. Your emergency number 3 quarterback. By the way, that's where they got Tua. You got a $53 million quarterback as an emergency quarterback in Miami. Let me show you when you get that thing wrong. Okay? Let me show you when you get that thing wrong. Quarterback. 2 coaches get fired. A GM got fired. This is Miami. You're benching a $53 million quarterback. You got Brian Flores. He's been vindicated. He was right about Stephen Ross, Chris Greer. And he was also right. He was right about Tua. He didn't want Tua on the team. Hey, Xander, can you please do me a favor and send Armando the okay, can you please send him? I'm sure you did. Send him the link if you can. Sending now. Appreciate it, guys. I'm just doing a little producing here. Sending now, and we will get it for you guys. Okay? So we'll get Armando on here with us now here and get his takeaways because Armando's been covering this thing with Tua too, by the way. And he is a huge Jalen Hurts fan. Okay? He is. He's a big Hurts fan. Hit that like button, guys. We appreciate all of you guys coming in here. I happen to agree with Howard. I don't think A.J. Brown's going to be on this football team the start of 2026. I think Big Z thinks that he's going to be. I'm not sure John thinks that he's going to be, okay? But I don't really believe he is. They just extended him too. I know. They gave him that huge deal. Dude, Miami is cooked. They are cooked. Brian Flores was right. Flores about to get a nice bag from Miami owners. Yeah, because of that thing that they made him. It's in court right now. And yeah, it's in court. Let's see here. Okay. So hopefully he got that. Big Z, give me a heads up here if he ended up getting that. So hopefully Armando joins us here. Let me see, double check here. Just to be sure. So that we get it up there. Okay, thanks, bro. Appreciate you, man. He's good, Seals. All right, good. So he'll jump aboard with us here in a minute. Yeah, I don't listen. You lose two coaches, a general manager, and here's something too. If you get the quarterback wrong, this is what you've got to think about with Philly. They got the quarterback wrong. They haven't won a playoff game in Miami in 10 years. The last time they actually won a playoff game, I think Dave Wannstedt was the head football coach of the Dolphins. I mean, that's how far back this thing goes. It goes back to Wannstedt. Sills, Coach JB is going to be on soon. Oh, really? All right. We'll have to reach out to him again. There you go. Next time you ask when, has the team ever benched? Okay. Hey, congratulations to you, Shady. It just happened. 25 years. Get it right. Wow. Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Holy cow. Wow. 25 years. That is insane. I don't bet on sports until I get information from the guys. All right. So wait a minute here. You know, Mondo's been telling me this like for the last, because he comes on my Tampa show and he's spectacular on the Tampa show. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Is that right? 25 years. My God. Now they're benching. I'm going to say this to you about Brian. I'm going to say this about Flores. He's been vindicated. He said Chris Greer sucked. He said that Tua sucked. He said all of this, and he turned out to be right. All right. I love talking to him. By the way, this week we've had Jared Bell on. We have had Jason Cole on. We have talked again with Howard Balzer, all these Hall of Fame voters. And Armando is one too. I implore you to check out his spectacular work that he does at Outkick. Go over there to Outkick. Go onto their social media platforms. We bring him on with us right now. He is my friend. He is Armando Salguero. Armando, 25 years. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game.
They actually beat Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James. Think about this. Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James in December of 2000. And that was the last time that they won a playoff game. They have the longest drought in the NFL for playoff wins. It's amazing. It's almost like they're trying to do that.
Do you think Tua has a place to land? I mean, if they do move off of him, there's going to be ramifications in the salary cap, obviously. But do you think there's a place? I mean, a guy who's had concussion history, are you really going to bring that guy in? Now, there's going to be desperation. I guess the Jets or places like that. Do you think there's many landing spots for him?
You know what, Sills? I was asking that question last night and today to people that I trust. And the best answer that I got was, look, never underestimate two things in the NFL. Never underestimate the need for quarterback talent, because if you look at some of the guys that are currently on NFL rosters, oof, oof, as quarterbacks. And I mean, think about it. The Colts brought a 44-year-old grandfather who hadn't played since 2020 and is 22 pounds overweight onto the roster, and he's practiced 3 days and played. So what does that tell you? And secondly, and perhaps this is the biggest truism of all, never underestimate offensive coaches' ego thinking that they can fix everybody and anybody. And so those two things playing together, I wouldn't doubt that Tua Tagovailoa will be on an NFL roster next season.
Do you think he's good?
He's obviously not good this year. Okay? No. So he's not good this year.
He did lead the NFL in passing yards one year.
Yes, not elite. I know he's not elite. So he was drafted to be elite. When you understand that in 2019, they basically tanked. They had a plan to lose games. And as a matter of fact, you mentioned Brian Flores before you brought me on your very illustrious and outstanding show. And Brian Flores, he is suing Stephen Ross, the owner, and the NFL for discrimination. And part of the lawsuit contends that Stephen Ross, in 2019, while Brian Flores was trying to win games, Stephen Ross told him, I'll give you an extra $100,000 for every game you lose, because the owner was frustrated that he wasn't losing enough to be in contention for Joe Burrow. So that team tanked for Tua. Unfortunately, they didn't figure out the tank for maybe Justin Herbert, who went number 6 behind Tua. If they had tanked for Herbert, they'd probably be in a whole lot better situation.
All right. Since we're based in Philly here, do you think Jalen Hurts is elite?
No. I think Jalen Hurts, notice I didn't really.
No, you didn't waver.
No. Look, Jalen Hurts is good and very good. And he's also a beneficiary of, let's face it, a lot of talent on both sides of the ball and great general manager work. And people in Philly are going to kill me for this.
Oh, they are.
And a very good head coach. I'm going to say it. Nick Sirianni is a good head coach. And so you got those things. And yeah, Jalen Hurts, I mean, he's not afraid. He's not, a guy that is soiling his pants. He's good. He is a good quarterback, but elite. Like if you're holding a quarterback right now today, if you're holding a quarterback draft, are you picking him in the top 5?
Top 5?
Are you picking him in the top 7? Well, I was trying to be dramatic and do like you went straight to the jugular and take my head off.
I love you, man. No, he's not. And listen, he's a winner. I get it. I mean, I kind of compare him to Aikman, and I'll tell you why. I never thought Troy Aikman was an elite quarterback. I thought he was a product of Irvin and O-line and Emmett. And get this, you don't have to be elite at that position. Do you agree, Armando, to get to a Super Bowl and to win it? I wouldn't put Joe Flacco in the elite class. I wouldn't put guys like Jeff Hostetler in an elite class. I wouldn't put Jim Plunkett. He won 2 in a Super Bowl MVP. I don't think you have to be elite at that position to win a Super Bowl. I think you have to be elite to win the regular season MVP. That's 6 months of football. You got to pretty much carry your team. I think it's harder to win the regular season MVP than a Super Bowl MVP. It's 60 minutes versus 6 months. That's what I look at with the difference.
Yeah, you bring up a great point there. Elite players, elite quarterbacks raise the level of their teams and raise the level of those that surround them. I think what you have with Jalen Hurts is a good player who the surrounding environment raises his level, not the other way around. And so I hate this conversation because it sounds like we're taking a big dump on Jalen Hurts, and we are not.
No.
He's a good NFL player, and he's a winning NFL player, as you mentioned. And that, I mean, it's obviously worked. The man has gone to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. He also played a factor in losing one of them too. But that's another story. The point is that if he was like the best quarterback in the NFL right now, the Philadelphia Eagles would be a much better team. If they had Matthew Stafford, they'd be a much better team. If they had Lamar Jackson, they'd be a much better team. If they had any Joe Burrow, they would be a much better team.
Tonight's game, Seattle and the Rams. Are those the 2 teams that you think are going to play for the NFC Championship? Or do you think Philly is in that conversation because of all the talent? If you were going to look at that NFC Championship game and forecast it out right now, what you've seen for 6 months of football, still 3 weeks to remain. I mean, tonight will play a lot in the seeding of the NFC. What team do you think comes out of the NFC right now? Is it the Rams?
Yeah, if you had asked me this last week, I would have told you the Green Bay Packers because, I just thought they were the team. I don't think that anymore.
Because of Micah.
Exactly. They lost Micah Parsons and obviously Christian Watson is down and probably will miss a game or two. And I don't know how he'll come back after that and what sort of situation. So they're barely hanging on to a playoff spot right now. You mentioned the Rams, and as long as we're talking about elite quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford. Right? I watched like some tape of Matthew Stafford. Oh my God.
Does he remind you of Marino?
I don't know that he reminds me of Marino because Marino was like this
gunslinger, just throw it everywhere.
He was like this bright, shining comet that did that.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford has been really good for a really long time, and he's in a really amazing system under an amazing head coach in Sean McVay. Pure tools. I think I'd take a 24-year-old Marino, but overall career, obviously, Matthew Stafford.
How about this, his thing for tonight, too? So how about this on what you think of Sean McVay? Tonight, if he wins, he'll only be the 3rd coach in NFL history to win 100 games before the age of 40. So I want people to put this in perspective. Aaron Rodgers is 42. You just mentioned Rivers. He's 44. You've got older guys like Joe Flacco that are playing in this league now. You got quarterbacks that are older than this guy. He's won 2 NFC championships, a Super Bowl, and if he closes it out and wins his 5th division title, it'll be his 5th division title in 9 years. How great a coach is this guy? You think he's a Hall of Fame coach?
Am I voting?
No, not yet. You're not voting. You're not voting yet. You're not voting yet.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Might he coach for 5 or 7 more years? I think he might.
Yeah.
Remember a couple of years ago, he was thinking about quitting.
Yep.
So I wouldn't say he's going to coach 10 more years for sure. I don't know that it's going to be 5 more years, but 5 more years at the current pace, we're going to be talking about him in the room at the selectors meeting in, what is this, 2031. Oh my God, man, I don't know if I'll make it to 2031 in the room. But the point being that, he's on that arc, no doubt about it. And it's not just the fact that he wins and has won with the Rams. It's also, you got to look at that coaching tree, bro. I mean, his coaching tree, some guys, like you look at Bill Belichick's coaching tree and it's a weed. But you look at Sean McVay's coaching tree. I mean, my Lord, he's got guys coming out the yin yang, teams tripping all over themselves, trying to hire his guys. And there's going to be a Shula in that coaching tree.
That's
what do you
right.
think about that?
Oh, no, I think he's going to become a head football coach, too. I think Chris Shula is going to get a job. Who comes out of the AFC, in your opinion? I mean, if Josh Allen, here, Armando, if Josh Allen doesn't do it now, there's going to be no Burrow, there's going to be no Mahomes, potentially no Lamar. I mean, do you buy Bo Nix? Do you buy Drake May? I mean, I don't know. I mean, CJ Stroud, I guess that defense is great. In your opinion, who comes out of the AFC? I mean, Aaron Rodgers, maybe? Does he have a shot there? I mean, because really, I don't know if I'm buying everybody on that side of the bracket.
Right. Well, so I think we've talked about this. There are no super teams.
No, in both divisions, conferences.
Right. And unlike most years, I don't think we can have the conversation in the exclusivity of quarterbacks, because the teams that are doing great so far, you mentioned it, Bo Nix.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't know about Bo Nix, but I sure do know about Vance Joseph's defense.
Yes, sir.
That unit is amazing. They're very, very good. They're very, very tough, and they are championship Super Bowl caliber. I don't know if I'm talking about Sam Darnold, but that Seattle defense is very, very good, very, very tough, and Super Bowl caliber. I don't know if I'm talking about CJ Stroud, but watch out for Houston, because that defense is Super Bowl caliber. And I know that they're barely in it. I get that.
Yep.
But the point is, watch out. And even, everybody's going, Trevor Lawrence has finally figured it out, and he's going places under Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. Well, actually, he's going places, but it's that defense that is, driving the bus in Jacksonville, and they've got 10 wins. And so teams like that are in the playoffs, of all those teams, I look, obviously I look at who's the most complete, and the Rams seem to be, to me, the most complete. I'm going to tell you something wacky now. The Eagles are the second most complete. If they get their people back, if Lane Johnson comes back from the foot, if Jaylen Carter's, shoulders, do whatever shoulders are supposed to do, that team is, last I heard, they're still the defending Super Bowl champions.
That's right.
So I know the people in Philadelphia love to hate the Eagles. I get it. It's like, if they don't blow teams out 35-0, there's a problem.
Absolutely.
But and I know that the running game isn't what it was last year at all. And I know Saquon is under 4 yards to carry. And I know all these things. And I still like the Philadelphia Eagles
to come out of the NFC.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Finally here. Help me out on this. You've covered this game a long time. In 2018, there were 25 quarterbacks that were throwing the ball for over 250 yards in a game per game. We only have 5 quarterbacks right now that have thrown for over 250 yards in a game per game this year. Why do we see, is it bad quarterbacking? Is it bad coordinating? Am I looking at it like a lot of these other guys are, Armando, and I'm going, I'm sorry, I see great talent, but I don't see great quarterback play. I mean, I just don't see guys like you mentioned. I played against Marino, Elway, Montana. These guys dissected people like a body, and they were like autopsy guys. I don't see that any longer. Am I wrong when I say that when I'm seeing today's NFL?
Well, you're not wrong.
Or the defense is just that much better.
Thank you. We just got done talking about Denver's Super Bowl caliber defense and Houston's Super Bowl caliber defense and the Rams Super Bowl caliber defense and Jacksonville's Super Bowl caliber defense and Houston's Super Bowl. I mean, there's a lot of them now. And those guys don't just sit around in the offseason twiddling their thumbs and going, oh, crap, we're screwed. No, they don't do that. They improve, they upgrade, and they've done a great job of doing it. And unfortunately, in a salary cap system, the positions that get addressed first and foremost: quarterback, cornerback, edge rusher, edge pass, offensive tackles. Those guys are the ones that get addressed first and foremost. Because why? Because everybody thinks, oh, you can find a running back. Oh, you can find a receiver. There's lots of them. Oh, you can find a tight end. Or, oh, you can find a guard. And so what happens? These defenses do this. The offenses do this. And now this is the defense.
Yeah.
And it's pounding on the offense.
Absolutely, man. I the defenses are just getting so much better. All right, Armando. I talked to Mario today, Mario Cristobal. All right, man. By the way, I got two predictions. Fernando Mendoza to the Dolphins. Okay. Columbus High kid. All right. And we beat A&M and we take care of business at Kyle Field on Saturday. You with me? On both.
I'm with you on one of those, and that is what happens on Saturday. I don't see Fernando Mendoza lasting to the Dolphins. I mean,
you think he goes number one?
I don't know that he goes number one, but the Dolphins aren't drafting in the top 3. I mean, they're not. They're what, 6 and 8 or something like that?
That's right. They are. You're right. They're 6 and 8.
You got a lot of crappy teams ahead of him. and a lot of teams with 2 first-round picks.
That's right. And you know, Cowboys are one of them too.
The Cowboys, I don't know that they're going to pick a quarterback, but the Cleveland Browns,
that's right, because of Jacksonville a year ago with Travis Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. And the New York Jets, so
can't forget about Woody. Can't forget about Woody.
You got a lot of bad football ahead of the bad football playing Miami Dolphins.
My friend, I love you so much, and you know that, man. You are so great to me and so kind to me. Thank you so much, folks. Make sure you check this man's workout at Outkick. He's spectacular. I have known him since he was 15 years old, so I'm going to go there. I don't want to tell you all the way back to 87, but hey, it's all good. Armando, I'll catch you next week. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet. That is my friend Armando Salguero. God, I love that guy. I really do. One of my good friends there, man. By the way, over 1,200 people on all social media platforms today. People amped it up a little bit today. We appreciate that. All good. So Fernando Mendoza going number 1 overall. Oh, okay. We did. If we have any super Xander and I missed them, okay, apologize. We'll get them. Through their first 4 seasons in the league, wins. Brady, 58. Jalen 54. I think Jalen is a carried noodle arm. As a matter of fact, I thought Brady was carried in his first 4 years. I did, by the defense, by the run game. Brady improved. Who was anybody in here? Anybody remember who the most important player on that Patriots team was in the first 4 years of Brady's career? Who was the most important player in New England at the time? Does anybody remember who he was? During Brady's first couple Super Bowls, who was the guy that was the most important? Nope. Troy was a great player. He was important. There you go. Who was that guy's name? He might be on the ballot this year. That's right, senor. Who was the most important player on that? He actually won a Super Bowl for the Patriots. I think they beat the Rams. Anybody remember? Adam Vinatieri. That's right. Adam Vinatieri was one of the most important players on that football team. Remember, they played defense. They ran the ball. Brady was efficient. He was learning how to play the position. Brady was a whole different player after his first 7 years. Then he became even better. Then at the end, he started carrying the team. Those guys were just spectacular. All right, guys, do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Got to pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America. With over $30 billion recovered for clients like you. Guys, if you're ever injured on the job, a crusade that the Morgans have gone on for decades is protecting American families. I've known the folks for over 20 years. They're dear friends of mine, and we so appreciate them being part of our program. But I'm so proud to talk about them because I know what they do for families. It's family run. Dan Morgan, part of it as well. All of his kids are part of this. This is a family-run business. And if you're ever hurt on the job, the number one family in America when it comes to personal injury is indeed Morgan & Morgan. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales, pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
Yeah! There's a reason the Karate Master was the number one salesman in the lumber department.
Karate.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Jacob Twitter killed it today, man. 1,000 people on. Crazy great. All right. Guys, I appreciate you. Tomorrow, we will have the legendary Mike North on. Bears moving to Indiana. And we will also have, of course, Philly Godfather, We'll have him on tomorrow as well as we get ready for a football Friday. And heading into a Saturday. Holy cow, that's right. Short work week because the Eagles play on Saturday versus those Commanders. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. Big Joe, Xander, thank you. 2 to 6 tomorrow, and we'll see you on the flip side.